One day at a time. Teach me to know I only have today and that I have to make good use of today and that there are no assurances tomorrow. And so all I have is today. All I have been given is today. Teach me to work my way around today. Lead me, order my steps, open my eyes to see the things I see not, and grant me the wisdom to be able to live at peace with all men. And I'm playing you, my home akwaba, near my home akwaba, ever happy morning show. So, you may echo our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Sounds so, and echo our happy 98.9 FM, ETV Ghana, Nisip 95.9, and 100.1. I'm hoping that when you're doing to be a weekend. Eko ye womo eko wedding womo kwa ye womo etu kwa womo no won kan ye ma nyina ye ho akwaba eba dwumedie no eso se na da nyina no ye no ACP Eddie a road safety bit na ebrand arrive alive na ya atwaso na ye the headlines of the newspapers na atwaso dia na ye ka for social media nkoma womo edie da nyina no ye de ho empopoye enso ebre omanfo ewia na ye the sports update kakra enso atwaso na yedi eho enkomo yebie phone lines na etum ema wonso ofre na wonso wadwenkyere kakra wo no wo de abrand na afi no ehyasia yedi enkomo nyina efasen the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the welfare of Ghanaian citizens in Ukraine, evacuation processes, and the consensus among foreign areas, no yedi ni DHA and the and several other matters that would pop up this morning. We'll discuss them thoroughly. So, and here 2 years after what near catch us, only in Ninsa was 020222067. I know a WhatsApp number, a Jumano pay, and to Bombadi answer on Susuno. Obit me, I say hello. With me as a year birthday dedication anniversary be NOB AD say a year abasubodie message be an episode of faso ni nyina ebeka say yebeka edi ama omamfo but Facebook, Twitter, Instagram your handle na ETV Ghana and I say happy 989 FM yanko na ye ni ACP retired Victor Tando and the panel on far a road city bit no on fa brain. Master CNA ACP Edi in command pay na or the road safety into Tiano Ebrain ACP and pension more Kwabeja.
Major Sodicia.
Na Impomo Quade.
Boss, I'm Yadam Pajoy.
You and I pay there. Over to you, sir.
You better was it. Ebrain for more happy. More anybody, my pa, testimonies. I'm with the Eddie for a moment. I could be an Eddie. So, my father. Come here, then I say, or don't put your cause and come home. On costing some here, on costing any most of it. I think for most take me and pray. The moment not change, I'm in that chamber, I'm at the ship. And what they say to me, dear Cassis, oh, happy effort, 90.9. I'm a pay, and the idea in the port. Submission, a dribble. All my body children be named Isaac Forget. Justice Nati, Sefa Dankwa, Raymond Yamato, a Rafati Naibu Ali, Pastor Thomas, and a director, Pam Damti. Which of the Emias, only in years, and the air of one of the family da. It also a you and watching. There's a Busumi near what, and they and a baby. Or Chaniaco. Obenum Bosumi, yes, and 25 years. Obroni made the Cassia Donati, as a fantasy cat. That's the big poor, excellent. No one has said, "Man, you don't bring me." And I said, "I'm saying, we can't say you need any particular album." And it's a dear, and you may never had with the 40 more. Then you know, one of them said, by His grace. We are alive and not to Marakwa. And that's what I did and come. Yeah, the Yamias or near the year. I was for Mr. Brothers mentors. Master questions. I just go most of whom and it's about I'm asking the picture and come on. It's what being can now Central University of any marking on the picture. I mean, and come. Over Drocrat of Providential Bank. Salute you. No drivers in the Yamish Over Tavia. No drivers are more animal but transport tema. The church of Munina and the pay. Yamin come on. Made chair penny Ajauto. Running watch your man. The Martian of the Yamin and the Chief Asari. Chief Asari will add then tear down Papa. Of any good morning, sir. Good morning, Yamin. I was for don't for any DBA. Staff Sergeant Agima, 47 Hospital. It's Yoba. I mean, Martian of the Yamin and Cow. So for Yamin, and none of me in a political baby. I could have a number seven. Ebusafo afi ekwan so tete akwansia etete obusa so wo de afi to emfie mienu ekem ani afi ekem ni dia na afi dia nyamiatum ekwan so eye kakra ekwan so eye kakra nyame na edana na se mi a memento se wo so home master kwesi and Alaska. As almost 10 years, the monka. Say, Quano, I double row. Think I double row. It trusts whom they could another. Double road. And the Amma I did it. Pefe say, or main sentica. Put you be pleased. Nothing clear yet. Do a carriage. We can't double road here. Oh, no crane. According to Anka, oh, put me away. Can you say the better question? Because in Caquentia, I'm no better. Cannot be brass, papa. Cannot brass. They say, I feel and cry because say, a trust whom a knee a concerto, and one brass. And cry, material, and one brass. Would be drunk a hand when you are to be some more. Yes, a concern one brass. And one brass, papa. And the poke was some who are with the fellowship a yara. A year. And to there's a double road. You hear a maim papa. You hear no maim. You hear the feeling of pastor. You hear the wing of pastor. You hear baby, Senator Dabby, a bit me, I could read, or Basso Abbey free, or Sasha, double road women on that, or somehow, or no being could put in poop, baby. And Timomia answered you. Me and Vampire bought her back, says Cababa. And that, Yako, and it is a cozy. So I keep down where you ran like a double road. Hopefully, I could do commercial. Or the fatter credit, or she could see money could do Takwan when you are. Or put a biak was I could do a boss. Ninano, hallelujah, yeah. Let me say, that should be a bus with answer. A boy. I'm a pensionist for way. I'm not 18 years plus. Eddie, my. Therefore, I didn't be and then able to because I said, the million cost so sorry, papa. I know how much it is. And no memento back on. I drank a night. I want him out. Now, Chiano pay. I will copy the back. The way from now, trailer beer, I say, and a car for the old brass. Oh. How much is it? Every year, and I question. Oh, basa ahumeti papa na driver phone ni bi sebe to bia se nyina de ebu esi aso sa so odin ana wutra ya odin trase yi isa so car ya ye wo no ma se ye ese odin bu trase e chire no ha e ni je so ke odin ba ko si anamo eduane aha so bia anamo si anenu odin akusi wo ka bi bana ne kan ye tofo ye tie bi bon danger many money into a boise. We women cleaning up. Where do we found at home? At we won't fear ye. Such a meaning is in the Niaku. Now, some I made Debbie. What shall I do in Niaku? Was any Debbie not possible. It is not possible. So where would that for film and for film and however? Can I say how much? Say nipa saying the prayer. So being po explaining kwa the yanti muye. The yanti means that you bet muye pa near who send it. That was your phone. A kwana and I'm and yet back for quite. And yet back for quite for a and can Cassandra carry you in the end. I'm sure. I see, yes, single carriage, and I'm sure I see, yes, don't go. O can't say, yes, we and why? With the warning trying to come up. Let us say, where will be the gallon? Yellow gallon, the same body. I say, no one. And was all a process that you walk what? I said, Obutu. The boss of the gallon, the copy. Now, what said that and said, we here we now, Uncle warning trying to remember. It's a bit you answer now, person, because you through our meaning. I don't know if the word by all. I say, my question, I know plastic for a mind. That's a question, I know black. Now, if I'm saying, depending on that, the type principle in Nano of any watcher, was in Nano many days, the therefore, we are the papa. The big tree, I make a training book. Oh no, dear, at probably any Echo Airline, Presby Church. The Airline Presby Church. Now, Echo your foot, my nearby ASP Gertrude Asamoah. The Jan cry. I saw the massive. You are going to say, Sani, any echo, as far Koja, body, and also other other massive. O young could know that. The example the Amiasio or near the year. And there was something you know what you want a day and a day. A young care who on care on near you. They do my pebble here. A young man at home. An insurance for my.
If you don't pay the say for a road safety to better day a brain and a pay age medina so bet for so near the come na the headlines of the newspapers now abroad for. And you're welcome back to the Happy Morning Show live on ETV, live on Happy 98.9 FM, Nisim 95.9 and 100.1. You might have quite about Jumedine. So, Fatih Shabali, Elmen Sanson, Ramonia Mado, and so Elmen Channel pay a ditch Jumedine Ebre out of 4. Fatih, good morning.
Good morning.
If you are at the dinner,
I may have drum and I'll pay me percent me champagne for back with me and be.
Or maybe you don't have yes.
I don't know.
Morning.
Yes, sir.
Let's say. Uni abaze ne mo adofobia mbasa mo chia mo.
Yeah.
Back with me.
Back with me no yes. Yeah,
great. Akwanda ho. Party akwanda.
David chia mo.
Beshasi and Mamicha ACP Victor Tando retired. ACP Bibia Wobiano, Nyamento supranku so anope na Israel bebre and Srema for the week our ahead and ACP anope ye chia you free ho betia ya chairman sisia onu ne da siga no ambassador Edward Boati anope ye chia no na you free ambassador ho ye beboira senior Mr. Ernest Boati anope e bibia obi ano ye chia na you ya na ye chato ewo last but not the least too fast Mr. Edwin Amankwa bibia obi ano anope ye chia asa ye tinka che kakra but ya mayentinka na wo se inti zawe ya di jumedi ni besia
I'm saying it's because reaction.
yeah
About a patron, so a fund HMS. ACP with me are checking books in my.
Also ACP so accountability.
Exactly. With me are checking books in my.
It's ACP a chair bill.
Yo. Yet also na emfa and competition and
about. That's a weekend you one cash and
oh, weekend is here. Na the so on is per the information I had me over the weekend. No? And I'm utilizing it. And I realized that you were right.
Obolono. And that's Obolo.
Sobolo.
But yeah, there's some kind of the send you.
No. Vladimir Putin message now for that transcribe so. What's it, I'm going to Ghana. I'll bomb them all.
Ghana for the never dear grow.
Oh, today I saw somebody and sent a private message to Vladimir Putin. So, please come to Ghana. After when we said we won't pay the levy, the people are misbehaving, so bring bombs.
But on a more serious note, they are putting here on Ukraine. Any African country benefits me as well by this idea.
It's yeah. I mean, yeah.
They say you're retooling na my security service in Yemen.
But Egypt is a strong force to reckon with. So, yeah, Egypt is a strong force to. Yes, Egypt is.
Kofono almost defense budget
back then. Libya would have been. Yeah, but for the crisis they are in, Libya would have been.
Kofono defense budget and grow.
Yeah.
Even on defense budget is drafted completely by U.S. defense budget, but no.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah. But well, the world is looking on. Remember, they has already stated, and that's Fatih described.
Your fighter jets na ekwakotono.
Oh, the BC and ye be sure more pursue. See, ye inaugurate here. Now we need them a punish. See, I inaugurate here your vessels. No.
Now, more vessels no more. I hear with you.
Acquire a bit my ejuma. A bit my ejuma. My message be one of the patrons of fund HMS were responding to Raymond or message you know. I say with you pa. Yanko. Daily Graphic and Madafei. Osha stories are the demand rules of conduct for media owners. Professor Kakari and Kasasem, they pay 5.7 million Ghana cedis to state. Shraj directs former PPA boss. Ukraine-Russia conflict. 24 Ghanaians arrived today. 460 evacuated. And Ho Technical University turns away latecomers to matriculation. Accept divergent views or say Owusu to a speaker. And also so our krata and more other stories and play in how Russia forged closer ties with Africa and no Honoma. Women's Union Mali for Wamukuta Russian flag now. Wamu Ebusi Honum. ECOWAS envoy leaves Mali after inconclusive talks and also so Honoma. Man for a bit me a woman a DH Macan can be or Daily Graphic no more. Biden nominates first black woman to Supreme Court and no Honum. Ex-police officers guilty in George Floyd's death and also so Honoma. Man for a bit me I can be and pay our Daily Graphic no more other stories and so it be any political party internal elections. Sample views be our Honum. don't court disaffection for MPs. NDC cautions members and also so Honum and ECG engages lower Manya Krobo customers and also so Honum. 1.5 million LEAP beneficiaries not paid for 4 months. And no Honum strikes not healthy for nation building. NLC boss and Kasa. World Bank injects 28 million Ghana cedis into SME operations. And no Honum Agric Minister showcases flagship program at Dubai Expo. Where any stories are. And I'll play Daily Graphic more.
The new Crusading Guide. National security debunks claims over arrest of journalist. Military-led task force set ablaze excavators and houses. Residents demand justice. Ghanaians evacuated from Ukraine. Several others taken to safe zones. Government NIECA. Ex-GOC Vice Evans Zebua charged with $8,276.5 $1,000 debt and fraud by BCA. COP Mame Yatiwa Adudankwa Aned. Rights are not absolute. Free speech may have criminal consequences. Sankoma ena eka saso ena okope panimwa stories via ubetimi enya akan essay. CDD Lord Speaker Bagbin for not reversing Joe Wise counter ruling. Government committed to providing digital literacy for teacher trainees. Dr. Prince Ama Ena Eka. Forgive me, Sosu renders apology for political judge comment. No Honum. MPP flag bearership race. Captain Ifadate states his position on Alan Baumia contest. We air stories at the new Crusading Guide. Ediaba.
Ghanaian Times Sanope say Ghana plans to evacuate citizens. Foreign Minister Enodisa Assembly Eba. Former PPA boss banned 10 years from holding public office. Directed by Shraj to refund 5.6 million Ghana cedis to state and declare assets. We a story about Kosua Ewoha. Nungwa Manche charges EPA, town and country planning to protect water bodies in Greater Accra region. Nungwa Manche no a friend Professor Obodai Noche King Odai Wellenche the third. Sami Professor Anindini were you. Public reacts to 15% transport fares increase. 3 remanded over illicit trafficking of firearms. Man 28 jailed 8 years for defiling girl 12. And also a story a paper no Ediaba. Putin puts nuclear deterrent on special alert. And also a story about a paper no Ediaba. ECOWAS National Security Advisors meet in Accra to discuss security threats in sub-region. Faulty street lights, cause of pedestrian knockdowns in Adenta, Sakumono, others. We Sema residents know Edia Tuja. Na still our paper no say NDC warns against internal hate campaign for MPs. Johnson Asiedu Ketia Nufuni Enewaha. Dredging of Odo Koli Lagoon begins ahead of rainy season. Some minister story we need mediate pa dredge Odo River no. Now final story what has say refurbished National Museum Gallery to be open to public. Dr. Awal and this assembly about when you now air stories are offer Ghanaian Times and Opia Betumiaka.
Yemfa Daily Statesman and Twaso Osha front page. Government secures safety of Ghanaians as Russia-Ukraine war escalates. And no at the honum de Shelley Ayoko Botre and Funi at the Atuhonum. DI government has performed despite COVID-19 shocks. UTAG urges members to return to classroom. And no Honum and 4 ships to enhance Navy operations. And no Elwonma Womo a capture or Mampeni said one naval officers no at Womo a chat and funny.
Daily Guide. Ex-PPA boss to vomit 5.6 million cedis banned for 10 years. 460 students flee Ukraine, 220 to arrive soon. Court post orders on Boga MP's house. Joe Wise fires Bagbin. Saso ena se ubie paper nimwa stories are ubenye bi eni. Editorial I will say amnesia? No, not all Ghanaians. WHO supports Ghana Health Service NCD's program. Ukraine agrees to peace talks with Russia. Nigerian kidnapping kingpin sentenced to life. And no NDC MPs abandon constituencies over e-levy. Finally, Yoko exposes Royal Garden Network Habitel Momo London, a half-a-not project to create 2,350 jobs. Government to upgrade TVET skills of 50,000 youth. Way a daily guide.
The Informer no PC race for 2024 flag bearership. Drop Mahama. Tema East Executives advise NDC. Ghana. Others condemn Russia invasion of Ukraine. Some story no care.
What's that?
Ghana. Others condemn Russia invasion of Ukraine. I know a big story. Informer there about. We say Andy can come to me church baby
I think there was a tweet or something. Yeah,
I think we've been quiet all this while.
No, I think there was a tweet or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look for it.
Afenyo Markin denies e-levy allegations, calls for retraction of false publication. Speaker Deputy Brow over parliamentary procedure. Akufo-Addo assures Ghanaians of maximum security, procures patrol boats for Ghana Navy, and our free speech not absolute. Lawyer advises. We air stories and open Informer Ediaba.
The final newspaper and bread amount for stories or any Navy gets 4 vessels to protect offshore resources. Government paid 16.45 billion Ghana cedis to IPPs and fuel suppliers. That's according to Minister. No, I didn't say we need e-levy to evacuate Ghanaians in Ukraine. Afenyo Markin Anna Elkasa. UTAG directs all lecturers to return to work. 460 Ghanaians evacuated from Ukraine. Ayoko Botwe Anna Elkasa and we any stories are da a Katano enim anope.
The Inquisitor Adjosafa Brohaha, NPP in Quagmire. PURC is not under Ministry of Energy and no a record. Our MCE is missing, is my East Assembly members claim. Dr. Prempe leads 2022 energy sector work schedule retreat. Uphold principles of ethical news reporting. NMC's George Sapon to journalists. Bagbin's decision not to reverse counter ruling by Joe Wise commendable. Kojo Asante Ena Eka. Mass burial for Apiate explosion victims slated for March 11. Professor Kakari charges partisan media houses to declare stance politically. Former PPA boss banned from public service for 10 years. We don't know when Odona fire victims will receive relief items. Stop courting disaffection for sitting MPs. NDC warns aspiring parliamentary candidates. The Inquisitor.
The custodian and OPC, NDC cages MPs in Accra. Akufo-Addo presents 4 ships to Navy. My rulings are lawful, Joe Wise replies Bagbin. Government evacuates 460 Ghanaian students from Ukraine. Evicted NDC MP served injunction notice. We air stories our front page of the custodian and OPC.
My final paper and the pay Fati paper If any Supreme newspaper, Supremo. Now, official front page of the paper now was said, Kwawu Nkwatia chieftaincy ruling in limbo. 460 Ghanaians exited Ukraine. 220 expected back in Ghana soon. Former MD of MMT Limited finally vindicated. And no Honum boycott parliamentary business. Constituency executives to Sefi Akontombra MP. UEW reinstatement of head of finance. VC ignores University Act and statutes. Concerned staff angry. And we air stories and pay Supreme paper no at their brain.
Business and Financial Times. Russia's war and the global economy. A feature of paper anymore. Ghana needs professionals with integrity. FBN Bank MD. encouraging lending, Ghana card not enough. Also fix slow judicial system. Ken Thompson, Ena Eka. Review mortgage financial law. Estate developers ask for 30 years realistic mortgages. 663 million cedis in trade hangs in the balance. BOA makes significant sales in auto finance scheme. Says doors are still open for individuals and corporates. We Business and Financial Times.
Economy Times and OPC banks happy as the CD falls. Deepening BOT, watchdogs trained to save public purse. Rising NPLS non-performing loans. Real estate players share causes antidotes. When you know sema Economy Times Ediaba Anope.
Yet also on your website www.happyghana.com. Na the stories are only be abre adofo anope na offer your website. Ghana government moves to evacuate stranded Ghanaian students in Ukraine and no honum. Learn to accept divergent views. Jowais to Babin. I need ammunition, not a ride. Ukrainian president rejects Biden's offer. And no honum. Kenya's ruling party backs opposition leader Odinga for presidency, rejects vice president's candidacy. And no honum. Prayer was my lifeline. Prophet Emmanuel Ajayi and Ekasasem. NAPO leads 2022 energy sector work program retreat. And no honum. Ukrainian president, we will not lay down our weapons. And no honum. And our photos be honum. Ukrainian soldiers position inside capital city Kiev and no honum. And three stories and pay CNN.com. happyghana.com at the Abre and pay.
Citynewsroom.com and OPC return to lecture halls as we consider random results. UTAG members. 2 women crashed to death by cargo truck in Kumasi. Over 220 stranded Ghanaian students in Ukraine to arrive in Ghana soon. No train conveying Ghanaians from Ukraine has been attacked. Ayoko Boche. Bagwin's decision not to reverse counter ruling by Jowais commendable Kojo Asante. Na Otuaso was citynewsroom.com and Opea. Was a Ketu South MP kicks against continuous closure of land borders. Some land borders still. Black, okay, Yantuaso Oha, or say presiding members call for 4-year term for members. Government to meet with relatives of Ghanaians in Ukraine on Tuesday. Foreign Affairs Ministry releases emergency numbers for Ghanaians leaving Ukraine to call for help. Zelensky agrees to talk with Russia but rejects Belarus as place of meeting. Now, Professor Kakari charges partisan media houses to declare their stance politically. Now, we don't know when Odona fire victims will receive relief items. NADMO and this assembly Abba. And a man allegedly kills mother over missing 100 Ghana cedis in Northeast region. So I'm in first story with you. Was a man allegedly kills mother over missing 100 Ghana cedis in Northeast region. Mass burial for Apiati explosion victims slated for March 11. So I mean, other than mass burial. So Jessica Bay, they say, you know, one by one.
No, I said we are identifying the Ukraine problem.
So by now, relatives be
no, not necessarily. Say no, you can't give somebody's this year to another family to bury. If they can't recognize Nipana Emuna, to me and identify, he said this is this person and this is that person. But they know say 500 people have passed and they know say it be a Kojo Kwesi, but they can't tell that this is Kwesi and this is Kojo. Into what? Oh, Massa. Don't forget that it was an explosion and I'm sure there were people who you can't identify, like, you know, Sebe or Matete. What's my say? And then there are those, some of them that we saw on video now, who said Nipani the whole four. Maybe our mono, our family to be say we want to do our own funeral.
Now
mass burial and it means it's not befitting.
Oh, that's almost
Google News. Zuarungu NMTC calls for PPP to construct hostel facility. Export to Asia continue to dominate Botswana's trade. 4 districts benefit from SIP in Oti region. Zimbabwean farmers' hopes of good harvest fade as dry spell hits. NCN Heroes of Change Season 6 launched. Communities urged to keep surveillance over strangers. We air stories are Oko Google News and Opeya Ubetmienya B Akai.
From the info stories, I want to be for Anopei Elwich Medino. So Ukraine digs in as Russian onslaught slows. And no Zelensky agrees to talks Monday as Putin raises nuclear alert and West adds sanctions. Deterrence forces, White House responds to Russians' high alert. And no and satellite images show more than 3-mile-long Russian military column on roadway to Kiev. And no why the U.S. isn't sending troops into Ukraine. And no how Zelensky changed the West's response to Russia. And no social media videos show fighting on Ukraine streets. And no world's largest airplane destroyed in Ukraine. And also there's a very, very big plane. One more edit picture no edit on Ukrainian and Russian delegations to meet on Monday. And also a month for betting I can be the price Vladimir Putin will pay. And also a month for betting I can be into way and the stories are on a pay CNN at the Abraham.
BBC.com and a pay say blasts before dawn as Ukraine wakes to crucial 24 hours. Putin puts Russian nuclear forces on special alert. Question back over. Would Putin press the nuclear button? And only question Omobisa. Day 4. Russia's war in Ukraine explained. EU shuts its airspace to Russian planes. Putin's war prompts dramatic German U-turn. Russia's central bank urges calm amid cash run fears. And also also UN reports to show true scale of warming impacts. Day 4, tracking Russia's invasion in maps. Then sama anopeuko bbc.com as stories Ukraine. Story back has I mean video see the Ukrainian woman hand making Molotov cocktails. Na semesi no. Nenia bra oil cocktails na mde kulio mutempa. Tisame we in stories and op bbc.com adiaba.
Reuters News. Ruling party backs opposition leader Odinga for presidency. UAE's and looks to expand in telcos and other areas. US restrict visas for Somali officials accused of undermining democracy. SASO and US says Iranian muddy water cyber actors target various sectors worldwide. We air stories are Oko Reuters News are Ubenyebi Akain.
Yemfa weather updates embre omanfo no pay ewojmedi no eso bayemo akwaba no na ye causage medi ekos live e Facebook, Twitter, any Instagram into so betimi afollow yem na se o thoughts o views bi a person express ya obetimi e de ni nyina e de abre enti bomodin say o follow conversation na any thoughts bi a wo bia no and say birthday dedications bi en person ya me pacho obetimi e de abre no pay o weather updates na and pay Cape Coast, Kaswa, Accra, Aflao. Some areas where you now would experience a misty morning. Lowest temperature will be around 25 degrees Celsius. Area, it will be partly cloudy with temperature rising to 33 degrees Celsius. And you may few clouds would gather in these areas with temperature decreasing to somewhere around 27 degrees Celsius. Oshe a year Takwa, Axim, and Takwa de Anopea. It will be a very foggy morning with lowest temperature around 23 degrees Celsius. Area, it will be partly cloudy with temperature rising to 35 degrees Celsius. And you may, it will be partly cloudy with temperature around 28 degrees Celsius. Northern Belt, Yendi, Tamale, Bole, Damango, Bogatanga, Nalarigu, Enewa, It will be slightly hazy this morning with lowest temperature around 29 degrees Celsius. Area, it will be dry and slightly hazy as well, with temperature rising to around 38 degrees Celsius. It will remain same in the evening, but temperature would have dropped to around 20 degrees Celsius. And to any weather update, a bit me at the Abre Adofo and a pay.
COVID-19 updates, and to us. So active cases are 549, confirmed cases 159,124, new cases 118, and deaths, a year 1,442. Recoveries and discharge 157,133. So echo share worldwide total figures recorded now. Cases are recorded we are seeing now total 435 million plus 1.26 million. Deaths a year 5.95 million plus 6,416. If you want to a trend to us na ene trend na yede ebremo no hashtag teachers trendy because National Teaching Council Director Dr. Christian Adaipoku ena obeka say base 30% and I say hamunchi mu eduasa onzemchi papa eduasa omuye teacher fo no omu unqualified and I say omu mfata say omu betimi abeye teachers ewo schools na omo ho extra de no na ebisa ne sense ni plan sa owo emasa a teacher for you say omo qualify anything eno say on it private schools development council private schools council omo ebe develop some ibia ebeboa ama teachers omo qualification etimi akosro na o say some of the materials ya admit your and I for admit your eco teacher training colleges and I say institutions a year or meet standard. And to the make question I'm missing say meet standard and why there was share I'm meet standard no. So nipa meet standard and I will school no in the first place I had. Into your car no and a man for okay and for comments Manuel. Jason say the same way there are some government officials who should be in the classroom rather than holding big positions. Don't coquet to say, how then do they get the license to teach? It boils down to how careless you are to allow incompetent teachers to flood the schools. You should be ashamed of yourself, doctor. Felix say, 70% of school infrastructure in Ghana don't deserve qualified teachers posted to those horrible environments. 99.9% of students don't deserve all of those infrastructure combined nationwide. Everything is poor, sir. Kwakwasi, you people are always speaking ill of teachers. How many people are qualified in their various fields of work? Obisa. Alex say, always they do not qualify to teach, but the private schools always come out with good or best grades. And those who claim are qualified to teach. Henry say, they are unqualified in terms of formal certification, but on the ground they teach very well, and that's why private schools do well than the public schools academically. Benjamin say, who made them? We are yet to see the worst. Have you forgotten they are the same students that were pampered and allowed to do just anything without restrictions when they were in our JHS and SHSs? It isn't teachers only, it's everywhere. North Korea air trendy. I'm saying North Korea who say Russia and Ukraine aba news no no mo si yonkofwe ma menchire omo bibi kakra bi nti eba ne saa no na yesi North Korea omo ko launch ballistic missile bi na reports no ekire say Pyongyang fire ballistic missile enre ya anopa and as a Sunday anopa no na Japanese Defense Ministry na elekaye omo na makote North Korea for you to say nkofo no mo hye ho na omo launch missiles no enti sa information ye beto odwa say omo launch omo missile no na comment comment ne say Frank Ado say chairman just the thirst for war. Nathaniel say chairman be attention seeker, he should try the military. Moses say the most dangerous leader on earth with the deadliest nuclear weapons ever. Bishop appears doing something good is not a matter of good English speaking, but firm decisions and good determination. Winfred say, Imofia chairman B is testing knockout at the back of his yard. Emmanuel say, this guy doesn't know we in Ghana are crying for e-levy. They are just destroying cash. Just to say, some of these great nation leaders need to be checked. Kweku say, there is no force greater than the force of God. Fear God, not missiles. Adi say, stay there and do God, God, God. This no be God matter. Prince say, a mark of testing their defensive abilities. Ghana commissioned 4 more naval vessels as a mark of strengthening its defense few days ago. Enti no asese ano we asa fana nyina no oman bia akere ne bobre say yeso ye wa ha o yeso ye wo we o mo try ya de mo ye wo ho no mo nhwe na manfa mba ya bonten so mo du bedi ya bonten say ye be kire mo bibi enti saa na asa ekoso wo social media same
yo yentoso na yenka omanfo say
Yanum testi missiles ni niama Russia so you can say Putin the nuclear weapons now to red alert. More standby. Now some maybe say yeah 4 vessels here at the buy on them specifications.
I was saying I just Ghana Navy for the bit me.
You remember the person who want to say yes you will be.
No, I want to know how
old. You find say 6 months the armament and na ma hu ana. Na issue just apinti o manim no mo ekutetu na hu. Ghana is very strong on the ground.
Sami.
The infantry no.
Sami.
We may not have the
Sami Yonko Uni.
SIM card registration egusua ekoso. Na many a cow say during an special process na say e wo fie obo star 404 hash e wo phone no eso wa follow a prompt everybody nyina o complete process na e wo fie a na fa Ghana card na afi wa pe e o GPS address no na wa bombodia o digital address sorry na wa bombodia wa ko e wo service provider say MTN say Vodafone say Airtel Tigo ukodu on ma one Adobe process in a very simple process within 10-15 minutes you should have been done. Na wofri honoma na okoba bia okro no unti bibia se abombodian so be free NTA 4 0800 110 622 na oni womo edi enkomo na ene ewiase se ne yesi no ntimi anya adwuma baako se oye morning show host so oye newscaster so oye teacher so oye den there's an opportunity to add something to whatever business you are doing. And a second image for Emma Wakwenya, Emma Otimi, Nina, Ubetimi Ayaduma as a journalist. And yet, when you say you see a beauty therapy, and normal makeup, massage, facials, and a pedicure, manicure, no hairdressing, fashion design, Ubetimi Esria, at the account of way and home. Senya, you get a second source of income. Na Nina, so when you're Santa and Papa Mua. And one any second image International Skills College. When we say Akwada where we JHS, where we SHS, import where we university. Now opposite Omano in San you may be at the Cameroon. But more than I said, what a second image International Skills College. One more effort and Koda and now menu admission is ongoing. From one more 0243 331 999. Kumasi 020 440 3348 Denu 0244 861610 Sugakope 0240195951 na oni omo edi enkomo na onsu onya eye ensano dwuma bi a ebeboa na onsusu no ode aboa ho sans ma me kan nyina na bisam se mesua firi hefa mesua efi EDC for ho EDC for say in order to survive in this world mania mainstream income no pebi eka ho and ntina me two for say pomodian so be second image International Skills College mesua fi wo mo ho because me no mudi nkita ho na makan so same yes okati a ojo odwum no eye but ebia wunya bibi efiri nchen na the support na you will be able to invest for your own future and ntina the drinking one who said no the avenues that I can use and utilize to also make some small money on the side and that's what I'm doing and so I'm investing with EDC and minia Raymond Swadaroma, and the future of the mammy says, I mean, it's a good thing to do, no. And me investments, you know, engineer air war, a simple process. Call one website, www.ecobank/swam. Now, after no complete application form, no complete via or submit here, one more identity, every hour. Also, we go through processing. Now, Okona Kushia Munasan, no Casa, a fell swan near Del Swana. Which is what Bushiamwa and the sa into only EDC for ending command pay from our 0302634165. WhatsApp Yomo our 0595235065. Now on your ND and Komo EDC. Almost financial independence is possible. In Tiasha say na ND and Komo and pay Ray. Minim say over person de Benanti and I say men finance and pay.
Some finance, but now just by way of updates, no. Yeah, boots now, but no. My home specifications.
Home specifications.
Yeah, your vessel, no. So I mean, you say quickly, no. The Flex Fighter is a 40-meter long, can reach a maximum speed of 28 kilometers per hour, has cabins for 8 crew, 12 security personnel, and can carry 54 passengers and 60 tons of cargo, according to Penguin. Now, it comes with 3 machine guns mounted and a wheelhouse with standard level 1 protection as standard, with additional mounts and armor being optional. So, I mean, when you know, I say Nigerian security firms will be UCB, more a pronouncer as Siciano, a Penguin Flex 40.
Well, now we'll be about the front page of the Informal newspaper. I quickly went online to check because I said I had seen it somewhere on Twitter. Okay. Indeed, it's the minister herself who tweeted.
Not the president.
No, the minister.
Very good.
And it says, today, the world woke up to the bombardment and invasion of Ukraine by the Russian Federation. Ghana condemns unreservedly this unprovoked attack on the sovereignty and territorial integrity of a United Nations member state and calls on Russia to withdraw and end the war.
Ne
tweet.
The
personal handle.
Not the MFA handle.
Not the MFA handle.
Into where the opinion of the minister.
Oh, but a minister.
No, you see, this matters is very crucial. No, I mean, she didn't use the MFA Twitter handle. She didn't use the government Twitter handle. She used her personal, into where the personal opinion. You see, this type of matters, you have to, it's a tact, and they addresses a matter. Who's the president? This, I mean, I said, no, you can't say. Well, the opinion of the foreign minister.
At some point, it's difficult to distinguish between the individual voice of a foreign affairs minister on an ongoing matter and then that of his position as a foreign affairs minister. At some point, it's difficult to distinguish between that.
See, what was the informer about boldly? Ghana. Or try Ghana. But in Ghana, the condemning attacks. Ghana and Kasaya. So
and the infant said, well, engineer on Madam Shelley Ayoko Bufi Esu. Virtually all the front pages are talking about the fact that some 25 Ghanaians are.
Your call press conference, no? Did she repeat those words on Twitter? Did she repeat?
No.
Very good.
Well, Daily Graphic caption is a Ukraine-Russia conflict. 24 Ghanaians arrived today, 460 evacuated. Of the 24 Ghanaians, the first batch of evacuees from Ukraine will arrive in the country today aboard Qatar Airways. They are expected to be followed by 220 others who have exited Ukraine and will be in the country within the week. The 24 Ghanaians are part of about 460 students who have managed to leave Ukraine to neighboring countries such as Poland, Hungary, Romania, Slovakia, and the Czech Republic. At a press conference in Accra yesterday, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Ms. Shelley Ayoko, said the 24 had already arrived in the Romanian capital, Bucharest, and officers of the Ghana mission there had procured tickets for them to leave for Accra today. She confirmed that an unknown number of Ghanaian students were reported to have left Ukraine about a week ago, following advice by Ghana's mission on Bern, Switzerland, as the situation was getting dire. And Raymond, this is some bit of information for us, but I would begin by saying that initially when this... okay, all right. Okay, all right.
Thank
You
very much.
Mati.
Sammy,
yeah.
It's interesting to see, sir, the foreign ministry have now begun to show, sir, Jumana edition no. Somewhere. Over the weekend, yet say some students were being moved towards the borders. Senebeya, facilitated flights among Senebeya and Beba Ghana. Obonibeka said better late than never. And I'm hoping that students might be doing some dream because Sergeant now more back on via road, you know, so I mean anything is possible. And you know, I think that though belated, no, I'm hoping that the foreign ministry learn vital lessons from this. So I mean, making when you go onto the official Twitter handle of the Foreign Affairs Ministry, no, you can now see, say, they are talking about Ukraine, they are talking about Russia. A Jumana say, this show Muslims or Moya, nothing no Moya. Weeks leading to the sea or Russia, no. Medical culture. On my Twitter handle, no. They were posting job opportunities and pictures of the foreign minister more than a Jumana say or Moya. I'm happy that after sleeping on the job, no, she say, "Oma sorry, Omoya dear fata," and I'm hoping that students might be doing some job. But this shouldn't happen again. As we say, you know. So I mean, also I mean, we shouldn't be in a situation where every time we have to react. We have to react, and a lot of people have questioned your intelligence gathering. When all of this was brewing, intelligence gathering was questioned, and so, I mean, question Ebisane said, Switzerland, Moscow, embassy said, "Oh no." Intelligence ben omogada when all of this was brewing. They've let the students down, but I'm hoping say Omba be do as Sunjomo. It's them the beba after no. Betina say na yutumiaka. It is I mean Yabeka say Bebo Foreign Affairs about to say finally no. They are delivering on Jumedia they are showing Muslims.
Well, Ray, what I would want to find out is at the moment we don't actually know the number of students, the number of Ghanaian citizens are. One more Ukraine. We don't know. And he said, year through numbers 220, year through numbers 460. How many Ghanaian citizens are really in Ukraine? I can say.
Yeah.
Even the student population, I can say no. How many Ghanaian students are there? Do we know all of them? Have we been able to gather information about Ghanaian citizens at Ukraine? I would love for some bit of clarity. Say, more crossing from Ukraine into neighboring countries, Poland, Hungary, Romania, Slovakia, and the Czech Republic. Is it that the people are finding their own way to these countries and the Foreign Affairs Ministry, through its representatives there, no, are doing the evacuation from there, or the movement is as a result of the ministry through its agents there organizing the evacuation of these citizens to neighboring countries?
Well, I think it's the latter. The ministry through its agents, no, and designated agents, because OSHA released on Modiba recently now, or more names of persons and more contacts are. When you get to various locations outside Ukraine, these are people they are liaising with.
So you would have to find a way to the designated points, you know, before then the ministry,
yes, which is being taken care of by the ministry anyway. Until more organized, a bus and for students, you know, from various places towards borders now.
So those who are
coordinated efforts from ministry and students, you know, and make it the way possible. Yeah. That's what we know for now.
Well, I'm hoping that at the end of the day, we would be fed information as to Ghanaian citizens that will honor no. Na ye say ye bo omo nyina ho ban na ye bo ye ho mode ne atwe omo e de omo aba oman mu a ubia ehu enkwenya asɛm ana.
But Fati, now Fati Nyabotreme about. Asambako BT me kakra.
Yeah.
Minister say parents, guardians, or relatives of Ghanaian nationals in Ukraine.
And on the 1st of March.
On the 1st of Tuesday, 1st of March. International Conference Center. Does it mean, sir, we've lost track of Ghanaians or more who are their relatives who may now have to come and give us?
That is why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking these questions. Say, do we know as we speak now? Because all the talk now,
we don't know.
All the talk now you're talking in students assembly account.
We don't know.
As to say, you're Ghanaian businessmen, you're Ghanaian residents, be a more honum, not because of school. Some information should be gotten.
Some we don't know.
All right, Fatty.
Honestly, as a mother, they've given contact, persons are ubeti contact or more to seek help and all that. Why don't we? If you are Ghanaian and you are there, contact those people. Must we now, it's ideal, say, be our citizens will be, you know the number and all that. But in this current situation, for me, honestly, that is not really necessary now. We are Ghanaian, whether you are a student or a business person or not, your contact persons or contact them and let them bring you home. That's the bottom line. What I find a bit, unsettling, let's say, why we seem to always be in a rush to do things and then later dial back and do something else. As some way see let's forget about the fact that we were not proactive at the time. Now some way see now when the people started calling, say we want to be evacuated, we need help and all that. Why did we give the impression that we can't evacuate you, there is nothing we can do, Opa find your way or whatever? Why did we give that kind of impression only for a few days later to now come and say that we will evacuate them? Is it that when the calls for evacuation came, we didn't even sit to think about it or think what strategies we will use? And I said, find your way. And then later we sat down and thought about it and now said that, we can evacuate you, so contact these people. Even before your friend said bombs and they started to turn the crown. That was when our contact list and on the buyer say, call this person or go here. No, that time in the was said. Answer, even if there were no initial plans for evacuation. So by now Magadamu data and we said these are the number of people who have reached out to us. Now you are saying some 24 Ghanaians are coming today and some over 200 your friend is saying also getting ready. After now say families after how many days?
All right. Mayembisa at the moment na yene Philip Bobi Ansa or Nux Ukraine president yene Ninkomo. Presently, I understand he is in Romania. Na yembisa no the processes are firm to get to Romania and the assistance received from the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Bobi, morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, Philip. All right, it looks like Philip Lionel, we've not been able to establish the contact, but we'll try and work the phone line and see if you money and when the income. Yeah.
Government the students call Ukraine on scholarship.
Yeah.
And so the students are the direct responsibility of government.
Exactly. Yes.
So government should be responsible for the welfare, the upkeep of those students. And if those students want to be evacuated, that is government's first call.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Now, what's Amishan? Also, could seek greener pastures. Now, I could pay more Ukraine. I don't know. Now, same way CC, and there may be a lot of them. Directly, do you become government's responsibility again?
Yes, I'm a citizen of this country. Yes, I'm a citizen of this country.
Really?
Yes.
No, wait. Nyambo so I'm analyze as normal you. You not take Kroma. What's the Kroma had them out too much? Into what the Ukraine na ukwa choose palele. What your plane ticket? Government didn't take part. Ukwa G visa, government didn't help you. You went on your own. When you were going to, who am be cry government, who am be cry by say, uko Ukraine. Wakwa ko pie mu ho. Uye wejuma unya usika no. Wonkwa na odi usika wo Ukraine. All of a sudden asame see Ukraine. You Samuel say you can't find your own way back to Ghana. But government has to come and repatriate you. Government has to spend money to evacuate. No, you shouldn't be government's responsibility.
Why not?
Find your way back home.
Mami has said Philip or Harmonis in any come out. Philip. Hello, Philip. Hello, Philip.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Philip. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great, thanks. How about you?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. So, can you give us a sense of the developments since the last time we spoke? The last time we spoke, you were in Ukraine. Now I understand you are in Romania. Are you able to tell us the processes that led to you arriving in Romania?
Your voice is very far, so can you come again, please?
All right, so I'm asking that how did you get to Romania?
How did we what?
How did you get to Romania? Romania.
Oh, okay. Okay, right. So yeah, since we started the evacuation process by land, I think we were advised to go to neighboring countries. Based on your close proximity to these neighboring countries, that is how we did it. As in the city that you find yourself. So we compiled all the lists of all students across the country, and then we broke them into groups. That is the cities that are very close to certain borders. We initiated, bus transportations to carry these students to those neighboring countries. So that is how we were able to do this.
If you say we initiated, by we, who do you mean?
Sorry, can you come again?
You say that we initiated the process of moving the students, and I'm asking that the we, who and who did you mean? Well, we will try and make contact with him so that he can. But you see,
Government shouldn't.
The responsibility of the government, the responsibility of the government towards you is not only when you are within the confines of Ghana or the boundaries of Ghana. Yes, so wherever you are, whatever be the motives for which, insofar as you remain a citizen of this country, remember, some of those buggers, as you may say, almost remit Ghanaians. When they are remitting Ghanaians, government any the taxes if you.
No, we don't know that for a fact.
We know that for a fact.
No, we don't know that.
Remittances that come from abroad, its contribution to Ghana's economy is huge.
No. From Ukraine. No, you see, let's be specific.
No, come on. Regardless, we don't have, as we speak now, look, if you,
about Ukraine,
wait, you see, initially we were throwing the figure 1,000 about, that was last week.
Students, no?
Yes, they are not students. It's not
plus.
all of them who are students. If you read Daily Graphic this morning, it says Ghana's mission in Ben, she said, had identified over 1,000 students, 27 of them on the Ghana government scholarship, and other Ghanaians in Ukraine. Other Ghanaians.
No, Sammy, no.
So,
1,000 students, no, a number, 27 who are on scholarship, and you see a number, and other Ghanaians, and other Ghanaians, no.
Oh, okay. So as I said, we had extensive talks with the embassy on how to start this whole process, because in our first initial conversations, they asked the student leadership how best we can, take our people to safety as an evacuation. So we presented two options, that is by airlift and then by land. But because Ukraine has closed its airspace, we suggested that one is highly unlikely to do that. So we opted to use the land evacuation. So immediately that we talked to them, they got back to us that okay, they've also consulted the ministry, and then we can go ahead. We made it. We suggested that the ministry can help us initiate talks with the Western neighboring countries that share border with Ukraine. So they did that. They started talking to them so that they will accept us into their country. So that is how everything started. Once we got a confirmation to go ahead, we quickly initiated getting buses to transport our students to these neighboring countries. So that is how everything has been done.
So who funded this bus evacuation?
The student body funded it as it stands now.
The students, you organize yourselves to fund your exit from Ukraine?
like it was done individually because we presented a budget to them though, but I don't know. These things. I think they take time. They have to go into. But I don't know how fast they could release the funds to us. So we didn't have time based on how things were escalating. So we took matters into our own hands and advised the students to, even if they don't have money, they should try to borrow to get these. Transportations, and then later on we can talk about if there will be reimbursement or not. So that is how we face those issues.
How easy or difficult was it for you to find these buses that evacuated you from Ukraine?
Oh, okay. So I think we thought it was going to be difficult, but it was worth the try because considering the situation that we're having air strikes everywhere, these bus companies were unwilling to, transport our students. That is where most of the non-students individuals came in to help. They've lived longer in this country. So the honorary consul designates Dr. Bekicha. He helped in that regard. Other individuals who have pastoral roles, like the PIWC members, like church leaders, they also help. So we reached out to these people and then tried to, negotiate with these people and then ask them to take us. So we took the first step. We got the contact. Some of them, we didn't need the help of these non-students. Like we just finalized everything ourselves at the student body. But some of them also, we had to need the intervention of these people I'm talking about.
Would you be able to tell if indeed some of your colleagues borrowed in order to fund this trip?
I cannot confirm that now. I cannot confirm that.
All right, so let's come to your colleagues. Are there still some students in Ukraine?
Yes. I think that should be the main priority now. We have students still in the eastern part of Ukraine where, things are very tense there in Sumy and then in Kharkov. In Sumy right now, I think we will need a sit up with the government, with the ministry to come up, talk to expertise and find possible scenarios where we can evacuate them. Because right now, the city is totally surrounded. Nobody can move in and out. The students were getting so anxious. They wanted to just mobilize themselves and move to the borders of Russia. But the student leadership advised against that. We sought the advice of the universities in that city. They even requested a meeting with the embassy, which I myself initiated it. I got them in touch with the embassy. They had a meeting, and the university was firm that they are not going to allow their students to travel because they see it to be highly risky. So now, as we speak now, we still have students in Sumy, and then we still have students in Kharkov, where the attacks have been very serious.
Let's play with numbers if you can. So far, how many students have been evacuated?
Well, I've not had the time to collate the books, but per my own observation, I think I can say that maybe we have over 60% who have either crossed or are on their way crossing now.
All right. Let's talk about your welfare since you got to the neighboring countries, be it Romania, Poland, or any of them. How have you been received there?
These countries, I think crossing was a bit of a struggle. The border lines, we face racism here and there. Most of the students suffered. They stood in the cold for long. We thought that, maybe the ministry put in a few measures where we'll be met by diplomats so that they can welcome us and have an easy pass into these neighboring countries. But that didn't happen. Most of the students, started turning on the student leadership. They thought we had failed them because they had seen communiques from the ministry that these things were going to be done for them. So when they realized that there wasn't such arrangement, and as a student leader, although I may represent my people, but there are limits to what my power can do, or there are limits to what my authority can do. Some things just need to be done by the diplomats and the embassies and the ministry. So there is one challenge that I can confidently say every single student who passed through these borders face, because they had to wait for very long hours before crossing. So that was the main challenge. But after we crossed, we were received, very nicely, especially in Romania. They welcomed us in the tent, and they gave us food, medicine, water. Everything was good. And everything we needed was good. I can also confirm that in Slovakia as well, when they got there, they had a little delay because the embassy told them they will be coming for them in 6 hours' time. So we encouraged them to exercise patience, and after that, everything was settled. In Hungary, too, by the intervention and also having a connection with the Global Union of Ghanaian Scholars, that is GUCS, we're able to establish a connection with the NUCS, our counterpart in Hungary. So we talked to the president over there, and he has also helped to receive some of our students into Hungary. So that has been the situation.
Quick one. I know it will be fair if you don't have any knowledge, but do you know of other Ghanaians who are not students but were either residents in Ukraine or doing one or two in Ukraine at the moment, or when you were when before the war broke out?
Yes.
Would you have?
Yes. I know some of them.
Are there many?
Those I know personally, they are not that many. But I know that there are such people they were in Ukraine. Yeah, I know such people who are in Ukraine.
Are you in touch with your families back home?
Yes, please. We are in constant communication with them, assuring them of our safety. So we talk to them.
But so far, every Ghanaian student you know is safe?
So far, except those who are still in Ukraine, which, as I said, we need to focus our attention to now.
All right, Philip, I'll thank you for the update from Ukraine.
I also like to add one thing. I think we also help other, African students. We didn't just focus on Ghanaians. Almost every batch we organized also, we tried as much as possible to include other nationals like Nigerians and Namibians, Zimbabweans, to try to help them also cross these borders. So these are the few things that the student leadership has done so far. So thank you very much also for having me.
I'm grateful Philip Obiansa joined us, NUCS Ukraine president, sharing some details with us. Raymond, quickly before Ababemono.
Okay. Quick one. Also, make Ukraine as no. Make say Molotov cocktail in assembly. And yes, sound. I say explosive, kind of explosive.
Yeah.
It's yes, it's senior medasi ano. It's senior na draw. Also, my kind story no. Mini Molotov cocktail.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But you see, Ramon, if you listen to the account Philip just gave us, an evacuation for me, as I know it, would be a ministry-led evacuation.
But
where either an agent of the ministry, the consular person, or whoever, or the relationship that the ministry may have with the Ukrainian Foreign Affairs Ministry, or whichever institute it might be, in terms of the organization of the entire operation, where students are made to fund, to look for money, to fund their own transportation from Ukraine to neighboring countries, where they will get to the border points, still they are on their own to cross until they get to the cities where now diplomats surface to come to their aid and to welcome them. It's been an entire exercise for them on their own.
No, so you see, we have to appreciate the fact that we are not in normal times, okay? And in as much as the ministry would want to get them out of Ukraine, the students themselves would have to meet the ministry halfway because, one, any embassy in Ukraine, there were honorary consul, and he would have been in touch with the students, trying to facilitate getting out of Ukraine. He would have done his part. But again, knowing very well, say, a situation it wasn't planned for. I'm not sure the ministry can even be able to send Tika and then to Ukraine say students no go because even banks are closed. Ultimately, and the students may have to make sacrifices too in this regard. I'm not sure they are going to pay for their airfare if they have to fly from Ukraine, from Romania or Poland or wherever back to Ghana. But the first step, as in getting out of Ukraine, the students have been in Ukraine. Omo system now said it. But Omo, I need the help from honorary council. If they can put something together and just get out. I mean, you know, these are when Rebecca said desperate times require desperate measures. So I mean, desperate measures, man. I think that you know, I won't fault government if they couldn't make money available for the students to move out of Ukraine, but the students have to use some more money to pre-finance us. I mean, I think that the situation at hand, no, and then you grow. And so I mean, if you were in that same situation, I'm not sure you will sit down and say, let us wait for government. As the student, you won't say you want to wait for government. If you have money, you will find a way to get out of Ukraine for government to do the rest.
If I don't have money,
you borrow. Sammy, a matter of life and death. No, I think that the students they've done their bits, and Sammy, in all of this, no, everybody a burden sharing. Sammy, a burden sharing at this point.
We have seen others do same.
Why more?
We have seen others do same in a critical situation.
Which people?
I'll reference China.
Oh, Sammy.
Don't make the case to say he was there as ambassador. Don't make that case.
Oh, Sammy.
We saw the pragmatism at the time. We saw how food was sent to Ghanaians and Omoho. We saw how money was sent to Ghanaians and Omoho.
I disagree. No, Fatina
Botre. To China, so.
Fatina Botre.
You know how difficult
China was in lockdown.
Transfer
lockdown. You were not able to move from your room.
The students got money.
Yes, you are not able to move. So it takes creativity.
Okay, Sammy, wait. Sammy, no.
We cannot.
Nobody was moving.
Sammy, let's compare
we can't
the COVID.
Downplay the Ejuma Ambassador Boateng a year with China.
For me,
COVID. We can't downplay it. However, these are two different scenarios.
No, Fatty, the reason why I disagree with you is this. Yemfan said they fine. Yemfan said Moka said the students should be able to fund themselves out of Ukraine.
Yes.
So at the point of entry into, let's say, Romania, into Poland, what were our diplomats doing? Knowing that Ghanaians are coming.
It is not easy to cross any border in this world.
No. I'm saying that. That is why facilitations are there.
Of course.
The receiving nation would have the diplomats, the Ghanaian diplomats who are there, have all these conversations with them that we are expecting our students. And so the students must not get to the border and face these challenges.
I hope it's not lost on you, sir. It is not just Ghanaian students no go through that border.
True.
There are Ukrainians who have reached that border.
True.
There are Japanese, there are Chinese, there are British. Maybe I go to that border.
Yes.
And so, I mean, everybody is relying on the diplomats on the pulley plug man on one way or the other. But I mean, you see, let me deal with this issue of China and Ukraine. So I mean, China was dealing with a pandemic. Ukrainians are dealing with a war situation. Sammy, I've told you, if you go to a war zone, and you hear the sound of AK-47, you have to tune ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Sammy, I'm sure you will pee in your pants.
But why would you say that?
Sammy, I'm telling you, I'm saying that. Sammy, I'm saying that. The situation in Ukraine, we are trying to make it seem, say,
what's your point?
What's your point?
Sammy is saying that. Sammy is saying, when the students were in China, they brought them money, they brought them food, they were in lockdown in them. I'm saying that you cannot do same in Ukraine. Sammy, men are made for food, you know. In the midst of gunfire, some of the students. No, I'm saying that. You see, let's not mix the two issues.
Sure.
Ukraine is dealing with a peculiar situation. China dealt with a peculiar situation. The handling of China case can't be the same as the way we handle Ukraine matter. They are two different issues.
Yakoba, I will tell you why I still stand where I am standing.
You can't stand there.
At the time, COVID hit, there were other embassies, there were other ambassadors who sat aloof in countries that were even much more well endowed, and Ghanaian citizens suffered. We spoke to some of them on this show. It was the same COVID situation.
Which country? About country back home.
Oh, you need to say any UK for Bikasae. Oh, you need any US for Bikasae.
I'm saying that a situation of war.
What has America done for its citizens in this Ukrainian?
To be honest with you,
they put out their
what Americans are doing, I honestly don't have an idea.
But Sammy,
I honestly don't have an
Sammy,
idea.
This
But
matter,
all I'm saying is that,
Sammy.
all I'm saying is that, if one, you downplayed the urgency of the situation, and then now the situation catches up with us,
Yes.
and then I have to look for my own money to go and rent a bus to move out of Ukraine. I get the money, I get to, how do you call it, a border. I'm expecting diplomats, and they are not there. Well, you're not here, na you're fast person, but you're better on competition. You're talking for sports updates and Bre Adofo Anope live our Happy Morning Show. So live on ETV, live on Nisim 95.9 and 100.1. Raymond Ayakwada, what is sports updates now at Bre Anope? Ray, over to you.
Sammy Anope, Russia Munya de Russia. Same na Russia Ukraine invasion where they are was sports more. Medin na bebrete for a watch be there so. Happy 98.9 FM and our Sugusa Uti O share so dia ETV Ghana and our O share Anope made the Happy Morning Show sports updates and a bremo. 1xBet say come website so register and be a new account or say weekend wait here. Some 7,500 people across the world, across Africa, and Omutuminya Pudo from 1xBet. Almost say, who to me be over to me next winner. Call 1xbet.com.gh. 1xbet.com.gh. Now, almost sika mutia this weekend in Quadia, best at $1.2 million, and a 1xbet Omutumitia winners this weekend. Also, when Sabbath Miaka $1, Otumi Edjoin Yomo, Ojoin Yomo Bia, on the promo code I friend BETGH, BETGH. BETGH and only promo code so to me enter promo code new pay about 200% bonus on your first deposit before we try bet crampono double sikana amount just say 200% bonus and on the amount and sana which me try first bet when message 1xBet team fan 1xBet undi 18 memfa we ni enter on website so ko cha bet betting addictive betting true inti Betty wahwe mu we ni message omo say me fan bro na Samuel o hwe ne phone so no menim say or app no on the phone so dia but or app ne dia and the $1.2 million and I teacher this weekend from 1xBet no ebia ebi betumi abeton the phone so yen share from the Ghana Premier League second round of the 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League season no etumi share over the weekend Kumasi Asante Kotoko mutumi echi Dreams FC etwa by 2-0 to extend their lead at the summit of the Ghana Premier League to 10 points over on closest challengers Bichim United who lost grounds in their title chase after a 1-0 defeat Musafa at the hands of Midiama SC Ewo Takwa na yekopiemo ewo other results eko baya Adriana Stars Brekum Chelsea Kinfasa omunyina omutumi winning over the weekend 11 Wonders extra cash gold after say omutumi chi omo etwa by 4-1 ewo Linkley Sports Stadium Elmina Sharks any Accra Lions said to me a draw Accra Hearts of Folk almost to me any Kumas any Legon Cities Apple 1-1 Elwak Sports Stadium. Now after the game no talking points no was about the state of facility almost to me isi akano na Osha Elwak Sports Stadium now Unkofo bebre and I say pitch no enye a branch of friend Sule Ali Muntari a branch and SFA injury na Osha complaints a branch and na now or complaining about the state of the pitch to me causing the injury no Hearts of Folk as we speak no they are 7th on the Ghana Premier League table 14 points behind league leaders Kumasi Asante Kotoko we and in Sema if Ghana Premier League num eba yewemo our final match because match the 18 of the Ghana Premier League Olympics any Real Tamale United and obeshia our Accra Sports Stadium with top 4 nedia Kumasi Asante Kotoko Bichim United Adriana Stars and Kinfasa omo and make it top 4 now 11 Wonders Wafa Sharks omo and what relegation zone yewemo our Russia Ukraine invasion na over the weekend no sanctions we be and to me epiem every dia koso our Russia and Ukraine in term na Manchester United na omo carrier and omo aircraft ya farm your friend Aeroflot and no a Russian national carrier na omo and omo sponsor Manchester United say ya dia sa sponsorship deal na omo ni omo wono omo to me a cancel and ni asema Manchester United omo announce here over the weekend yekopiemo e Formula 1 moso dia Grand Prix said to me ekoso e Sochi Autodrome e Russia September 25 no yeah, dear Formula 1 at the assembly to just say, yeah, dear, on my mapping SS, I can see no better to me, Akoso, because of development, Akoso, our Ukraine. Yakopiemo, our FIFA World Cup in Sensemnoma, Czech Republic, Polish and Swedish Football Associations, no, almost say, yeah, dear, Omuya willing, so Beko see a kind of Russia. Now, almost say, even if someone to make see a kind of neutral ground cry, and yeah, dear, on person money Russia, a bobo, because of the Akoso between Russia and Ukraine. We and in summer a PFA Hoswa Eba. Yenremo our UEFA catchy because UEFA Champions League no finals now I said to me also our St. Petersburg Gazprom Arena. Sisiani the opinion for to me a committee and decided say and yeah dear I can't see no better to me akoso our Russia biom. Almost Sisiani the UEFA Champions League finals I said to me also on the 28th of May no because our start de France eno ane asema impenu for edia tuja na uremo ewo NBA Euro NBA ekoso so teams bi say CSK Moscow Unix Kazan and Zenit in Petersburg no omo participate ewo basketball ekoso ewo Europe na teams ni bebre na no omo say nya dia omo pese omo ni Russian teams no ebo we so e the problems bebre e na eba ewo Jumedia ekoso ewo ho 5 World Cup skiing events due to take place in Russia. No, there International Federation of Skiing. Almost say, omefa aje afasa event no home basisi ani there. Omo cancel ni nyina na already no teams are omotumi akodru Russia didano. There omo ni stakeholders kasa say na be ya immediately no they return back to their countries. It way any skiing in sema APFA hoso eba International Volleyball Federation. Almost say omo men's world championship I said to me across 10 cities in Russia no in August no they are closely monitoring the situation as see any there there to me assistant wondering with regards to whether the competition would go on or not. We and in summer if we also ever Yakopiemo el martial arts so there now opinion I friend of Vladimir Putin or there okita black belt el judo mo see any there Judo Federation say almost suspended Russian president no ne honorary president status no almost suspended no with immediate effect. Now statement Omodia Bani say almost say in the light of what is going on in Ukraine no Vladimir Putin the honorary status and ambassador for the International Judo Federation no there omochumi suspended when you na e nsema ekoso efa Russia Ukraine invasion to me ekoso last week no yenremo ewo football mo kakra na Carabao Cup final set to me ekoso enra Liverpool omochumi win record 9th League Cup after a dramatic penalty shootout ekoso between Omo and Chelsea after 90 minutes of pulsating football action no. The game was barren 0-0 after 120 minutes extra time kan hono na still no 0-0 na Oshesen na 90 minutes na ekoso no dia Matip a goal in the 67th minute VR disallows a goal no for offside Abrantia friend Romelu Lukaku and also etumi a goal in the 98th minute of extra time VR cancels a goal now penalty shootout in a BPMA all 11 players and omo take penalty no after 10 players no convert here no na bedru goalkeepers no say omo convert omo kick Abrantia friend Kelleher au sia kan ema Liverpool a convert in dia Abrantia Kepa Arrizabalaga ye dey shame say ono emba na obe save Chelsea no ono mom e ko ball no over the poster ema Liverpool win penalties no 11-10 Liverpool see any there for the first time since 2011-2012 no omo to me eji Kappa your friend no Carabao Cup no esi omosre so yeremo e Leeds United akachi Leeds United report say omo sake omo manager friend Marcelo Bielsa after a run of poor results omo last 4 games no omo concede 17 goals omo to me share 2 see any there they are 2 points above relegation zone way and omo chairman friend Andrea Padrizani decided say idea after 3.5 years no Marcelo Bielsa nipa be yebi wan be ni nyina omo won no concern asisi ano Leeds United omo hwehwe new coach our beba be so team no yeremo boxing mo Tyson Fury world WBC heavyweight champion idea over the weekend no oni Abrantia friend Dillian White omo to me sign agreement here April 23 Wembley Stadium no idea omo to me Asia no omo si akan ho and Tyson Fury will be defending his WBC world heavyweight title against Dillian White Wembley on April 23rd. And I'm the Jumedia no EBC. For more sports, no tune into Happy Sports at 9 a.m. On Hene Bampo Brenya, Alan Green, the researcher, Odia Sempa Kwame Wari, and Joe Debramo Tinasia, on Modern Semnina Ebebramo, Makramo.
And welcome back to the Happy Morning Show live on ETV, live on Happy 98.9 FM, Nisim 95.9 and 100.1. I'm hoping Tana Payne, everything is going perfectly for us. I know, sir, By this time, traffic will be building up on several of the roads you use to various workplaces. And a defensive driving very important. Say, and I always encourage you, say, if you're a driver, be patient on the road and observe all the road traffic regulations. So you'll be already motoring. So be extra careful on the road. If you're using the bicycle, be extremely careful. If you're walking, the patrol, also be careful if you are crossing the road. But more than I say, yeah, demarcations zebra crossing there, and I say be friend pedestrian crossing cross there, and as I say footbridge utilize that and let us all get to our destinations safely. It's important. So we draw some jemu na menso medru asum jemu na yenyina no yetimi aboa na yemangana afa nentuma pa edi efra. Now anapay menu wo hanum say ya na menu edi enkomo bi na nkoma menu wodie no ayenkoma emu ehwam papa and saying wo agutie me menso a mede asemi bi onom mede yen tizeka kra bi abroda nyina entrepreneurship month na ye the month of February no ho entity and amede ebrewo na how to be a successful entrepreneur and anapay menu edi ho enkomo. One, communication. It's very important for a techpreneur to clearly and accurately communicate the intended value propositions to all stakeholders, customers, and firms. Two, work hard to becoming a techpreneur. It's important that you demand a unflinching dedication and hard work on yourself and your team members, and then resilience with flexibility, experience, and ensuring that you capture that there's a possibility for failure, and that when you fail, it doesn't mean that it's the end of the road for you. You can get back on your feet and proceed to do great things. That's how the people we look at in society. Some achievers, no, that's how they started with dedication. Forecasting said there's a possibility they may fall, and when they do, they rise again, learning lessons from where they fell. And I pay many Mr. Samuel Kote and a studio and say there's a beautiful production at Airbuswa, and I pay one of me ABD and come or executive producer for the 28th Crossroads movie animation and I pay Yedi and Komo Miaminia Parables Nisa Ewumwa and I pay one more age media. Mr. Kote, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you in the studio.
Great.
And I'm hoping you're doing well.
Very well.
All right. So let's talk a bit about this movie, 28th Crossroads. What's it about? Where is the story emanating from?
Well, the story is about the shooting event that happened on February 28, 1948 at the Crossroads. We've woven the story around three characters. The three characters that were shot, Sergeant Ajete, Atipu, Lamte. Now, what we thought that it was a major point in our history, political history, that we needed to remake and package it, for today's generation. It wasn't just, the film is not just about the lives of the three. It covers the lives of veterans who came back from the World War and were not treated properly, and the frustrations they went through. So each of the character picks up some aspect of the frustrations all the other veterans went through, just to depict that, for today's generation to understand the pain they had to go through, and the pain, the sufferings they had to go through, and how those events eventually contributed to the independence of Ghana.
Well, there are several historical events that have happened. But the decision to focus on the 28th of February, why that particular incident? Well,
we thought that, there were the arrests of the big cities, there was the commissions that were set up, the birth of CPP and all that. But anytime we talk about the veterans, it's only some reef laying that's held, and then some parade, and then it ends there. But we think that if there were people who really had to help the British Empire, to fight on the side of the British Empire to end the Second World War and give us that kind of the peace that we've had today, that has led to the birth of our country. If we should start anything, any heritage project like we packaging for these series, we think that one starting point would be the 28th events that led to the 28th February.
Well, I couldn't help but, scream in my mind loudly when I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
Because it had been put on one of the platforms I'm on, and it was wow when I saw how it's been pieced together and the scene changing from scene to scene. It was beautiful. But what caught my attention was the fact that this was an animation.
Yes.
Why the choice of an animation, not real life characters or actors?
Yeah. Well, firstly, we chose animation because, well, I mean, obviously that's what we do anyway. But we chose animation also because, one, in recreating February 1948 was going to be a difficult task. Find a location, get the vehicles, get costume, get people to look like they were living in 1948 was going to be difficult. And also, we chose this because it gave us the flexibility to work. Once it's animation, there are a lot of things that you could do and achieve with that medium that you would get some challenges if you were going to go real life. So we thought that, well, if we have to go this way, animation obviously will be the choice to go.
Well, is this a Parables only production or it's not?
Well, it's a collaboration
Okay.
between Parables Animation Africa and quite a number of other people. It had to go this way because when Parables decided to remake the 28th, the first attempt to make 28th was in 2009 by
Okay.
Parables Studios. So when the attempt to remake it, I mean, it was decided that we get together and bring in other collaborators, bring the strength of these collaborators to be able to pull this through. Yes, I think Parables could have done it by himself, but going forward, I mean, one of the things that has hindered us as an industry, animation industry, is the fact that we don't work together. So and in working together, you may find one studio or some group of individuals who have some strength that you can pull in and add up to enrich it. And I think that Parables had to take this step as an indication that going forward, if we really want to make it, it would be good to collaborate. And I think Parables Studios has proven this by having this 55-minute animation, which is, well, like you said, wow.
Well, for the benefit of those who are listening, I would encourage you to check out the trailer. It's playing live on TV now. And so just go to Facebook and look for ETV Ghana or look for Happy 989 FM, and you see the beautiful, great job that's been done with the 28th Crossroads animation movie. It's solid. I mean, if you hear the sound, the quality of the sound, if you hear the voiceover, if you see the animations and how it's been done, this is proper editing work that's been done. And so you can just quickly jump to Facebook and look for ETV or Happy 989 FM and see what we are talking about. This is beautiful animation work. I mean, the lip syncing and everything, it's been nicely done. So who are featured in this in terms of the cast for this movie?
Yeah, we have Ajit Anand, we have Wuntumi, we have Rodam Pini, we have, I mean, these are casts that have been in the industry for a while, and they really made a good contribution to the work, because they were apart from the old hands, there were quite very new voices that we were found to work on this. Some very good students from the University of Ghana School of Performing Arts, you know, who are up and coming. And it was, I mean, I would say that all these people came in, you know, wholeheartedly, so passionate. They would come, we'd go through our rehearsals. You know, some of these things were new. I mean, haven't had animation of that scale, bringing up all these voices. It was a bit difficult, but I mean, coordination went very well, and the excitement, the enthusiasm, you know, and commitment to ensure that this was going to work. I mean, all in all, I would say that we really had, I mean, we really had some very good people to work on this.
Interesting. How long did it take for the final work to come out?
It took almost 30 months.
Wow.
Yes, it took almost 30 months. We did have some problems with COVID though, but it took almost 30 months and about close to 50 people to work on the project.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So let's talk about the movie itself. When is it showing?
Well, it's showing tonight.
Okay.
It's showing tonight at the Silver Bed,
Okay.
and then at West Hills Mall at 7 p.m. and also at 8 p.m. We'll be having 2 screenings tonight, and then we'll show at the weekend at the same venue.
All right. So if folks are looking out for tickets, where would they find tickets to buy?
We have tickets at Maxmart, we have tickets at Batrona, Shell, Airport, Batrona Total, Airport, Shell, and then at the mall. And it's also available online.
Online?
Yes.
Okay. How do we find the online?
On Parable Studios.
Parable Studios.
Parable
Okay.
Studios
All right.
online.
But is there any, you know, social media handle or anything like that that we can follow for more information about?
Sure. I mean, when you go on to Parable Studios on the Parable Studios sites, we've got all the information on there on Facebook, on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just the final one before we end the conversation. So the animation industry in Ghana, in terms of movies, this would be a landmark one for that matter. But how is it doing?
We've gone through some challenges in the last few years, and I would say that, I mean, we've done almost 50 years, you know, as an industry. We haven't moved very far. We haven't actually moved very far, and that's why this is something that we all decided to support, to make sure that it works. Because, I mean, you can't just be an industry where you don't have TV series running on your local networks, you don't have features, you don't have anything, you know. So we haven't done very well in the past. Most of our productions and content have been under 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, you know, things that we share on social media, and that's not enough to generate the income to drive any industry. So our expectation is that this should be the opener. They should break through, and expecting that people would be encouraged, people would be motivated to do more of things like this in the near future, so we can have an active industry. And then the number of people that have been trained by the various institutions would find some money. It will bring some income, because this, if it's properly structured, I mean, this industry can bring in the income that we're looking for, even as a nation, you know. So it's something that we all have to support and help, you know, because if we don't push it, I mean, there's no way the industry is going to grow, and we're just going to be 50 years into 60 years at the same level, and very little impact in the television and film landscape.
But do you think there's attention being paid to that industry in the first place?
No, we don't have. I mean, if you compare, even on the African continent, if you compare what's happening in Egypt, Morocco, Kenya, South Africa, and lately, and even in countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, we do not seem to be anywhere closer in terms of support for the animation industry.
All right, so folks, it's happening today. Can you give us the location, the time, the tickets, points of sale, or no, once more before we end the conversation?
Yeah, so if you want to get a ticket for this, the tickets are available at the Max Mart shops. They are available at Airport Shell. They're available at Bachona, Total. You would find tickets also at the Silverbird and at the Western Mall. The time for screening is 7 p.m. tonight, and we're going to have another screening at 8 p.m. at both locations, Silverbird and Western Mall.
There's a final one, and that has to do with piracy.
Yes.
Because this one is from my personal experience. Okay. There are instances where a movie is premiered today, and then before we realize it online, because somebody has gone in there, gotten a cam version of the movie for us, and because we are eager to watch the movies, we watch the cam version. Yeah. And so the next premiere or the next show, you don't find people there. In that respect, are there any mechanisms to ensure?
Yes, I think we've gone through that with the management of the cinema houses where we show it. And efforts are being made to ensure that this is reduced. I mean, it's going to be a bit difficult using today's technologies, but we want to ensure that this is going to be reduced, for the period of screening.
All right, Mr. Quartey, I will thank you for making time to join us this morning, and I must say, this is fantastic work. I mean, I wish they could play the full trailer for us before, Mr. Quartey leaves the set, and my editors join me on the show this morning.
People, come out! Hey! Honey, what is this I'm hearing?
Fellow veterans, we are gathered here for a purpose. As we all know, they refused to answer our last petition.
And make to believe there was a prescribed route for you and your men.
Comrades, we encounter opposition. He threatens to shoot at us.
Oh, Sergeant, okay.
I will fight by the side of my comrades to get my life back. I am Sergeant Ajeti. I am a soldier. I will live as one and die as one. Comrades, be patient.
Far away in a foreign land, in a war they knew little about, they fought valiantly and brought victory to their colonial masters. Back home, denied of their entitlement, they were forced into a life of hardship, one that will spur them on to unite, rise and march on to fight for what was theirs by right. February 28 was that day. Everything changed.
The final match is only tomorrow. Look on the brighter side. He will come back a different man. Comrades! Be patient! Comrades!
And that's the trailer for the 28th, The Crossroads, beautiful animation movie. I expect you to be there to watch for yourself. I won't miss this at all. I mean, this is great animation works, and for those who understand what goes into animation, it's a lot of work to have such a production done. But yeah, to us one I'm a cow say and I pay Bombardier so benya Adonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink no about bako na osho odano ase na so no bako. There's a lot of energy for the entire day. Vitamins, proteins, when sa account there and afternoon edwumaden ema high stamina and high concentration and memory improvement is also anti anope adding na woni enhwim bomu na nkope Adonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink ne bako na onso onum na onfa enhye edano ase obetinya from 020489869 and 05926109 998. Now, Adonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink for Eddie and Komo. Mr. Undi 18 years and above, and Numbi, Obawa Fire Flu, and Nasa one new phones. So, Mr. Stay off it. Na Inano, Yambo, Yahoo, Ebime. Now, do you want to break the chain of infested homes and unsafe and pest-free environments? Look no further. Wabra aye Dolphinum fumigation comes your way with aye wamu fumigation services. I mean, say sunkunsu and a how say in tafre and a how say a fleece and a how say a tick and a how Nina no omo ebi spray ufion ma omo bayira ebe ku omo na ahwe omo nyina ase impulse reptiles and a how a wofia oba na omo na omo ebi spray ufio o soundness ni nyina so reptiles and a how adwene e wofie honom say a year and tutu and a how wofie honom say a year I find say bed bugs and a how wofie honom ni nyina no they will deal with them and kill all of them. Nti mobodi aso no mbedi nkomo womo elfa professional cleaning services so edema omam for say apartments, say residential facilities, say air farms, warehouses, hotels, restaurants and many more. Mobodi aso one Dolphinum for ebedi nkomo womo el Malam Junction adjacent Kitech Tower Accra from 050-407-1884 and 03-42-292-814 now on your ND nkomo. Dolphinum Fumigation Services, the pest control aspect you can trust. Now, anopadia, ya de insempa and a bre or man for yin in CCC, the Ghana Hanum said, and Wapankwa and a air coswa ewa ma we say mum, and no enti and a yade a G-Money home como. Yede Ebro and pay register onto the G-Money at any GCB branch or any of our agents nationwide and perform more transactions to stand a chance to win amazing prizes such as fridges, air conditions, and other home appliances and brand new saloon car as a grand reward. To be a G-Money agent, simply walk into any GCB bank branch and register and transact to also be part of the promo. G-Money is powered by GCB Bank. Be a G Chatum with G-Money. Now, you don't have to worry yourself. Oh, my way say opese usia bibi efa aye forex trading one. The financial services addition, you don't have to worry yourself too much. And also on the hand tech market for ABD and Komo. One more HL and normal FA forex trading home. One more HL and normal FA foreign exchange concept home. One more HL normal FA the financial services home. Now Omuya one more ama one more unique social trading platform. With me Eddie trading on your own. I've seen a lot of people on the Musika $1,000, $2,000 on their mobile trade on my behalf. Na acquire asem for when you bang hosono nipa nesisika na ahye. So why don't you learn to be a trader yourself? Waba on hand tech markets for AD and Komo omo nti papa eno de ma wa menia the ins and outs ni no one more edi ho addition de ebrewo bomodi asa oni ombedi nkomo ewo wo WhatsApp line 0544 708888 0544 708888 na oni omo ending nkomo Ufia Mochakwa, one more our Noi Osikan Close Ring Road Estate, Accra, and Bomodia say Onyo Mobedin Como Hantech Markets, trust through a transparency. Yambo Shina Fenum, Yambra Studio, na many guests, ND and Como, and I pay Andy can come Elmin Chain, Sansuna, Audi Mahama, and so Elmin Chain, Minimum AD and Como. In 70 years, the brave minimum say Ukraine, a dia, a day I come up on and I pay Yedi and Ho and Como. Na minimum AD Sancomo, ya. Na me kan wo say onsusu no wo follow dwumade no obetimi edo thought obetimi edo views ni nyina no wo de abran anopai na ye no edi nkomo and then 15% aye fuel adjustment no transport first no cost one sa ye de ani edi atwe ni edi nkomo but makacho say afi masakra mamen kan a few text messages kakra abano na afi no ye ntoaso omoba say na wo say na me mo akwa ba na ansa na wa ka bi obe so okay mo na am say weekend en kuye mama mo ba won mo ni go so so oni share Arthur Mello Eshe was a good morning Sammy, good morning to you Arthur Mello. Philip Ajima Eshe was a good job for constant reminder of the road safety business. God bless you Ajima, God bless you too. Isaac Ajay also teacher Kujo ayet Twobodam Adantasi Ghanaians. What Russians are doing to Ukraine is unfair. they must put a stop to it. Why? Okay, all right. Minia, me do ask for a message no and pay mame emfa the final bit no emo man for na fe no yen hyase na yen di enkomo and pay other comments and so edi enie we efi Kofi Amache ho or say good morning host. We okay Brian Adams from Asim Fosu. In spite of the economic crunch and its repercussions on the citizens of Ghana, we still have enough food to feed on, thanks to Dr. Usofi Yakuto, also Udi Eni Hassan Ben Abdullah. Fully Sawi, I said, good morning, Masa. Remove, okay, I think that you are unhappy with the nose mask that I'm wearing, but there's a reason why we still wear the nose mask. The distance between myself and my colleagues is not that much, you know. If I chop. Facheme said, if you're uncomfortable, we are still wearing the nose mask. But be mindful of your choice of words. It's public. You just can't use such words like that. Emmanuel M. Awule was Raymond is joking. Kindly tell him that that person born in or outside Ghana after the coming into force of this constitution shall become a citizen of Ghana. Also, Odie, I don't know. Okay. We delighted Agbo as a great animation. Kudos to the editors, indeed. Very, very great animation work done this morning. And today, Aneka Kra, a bit me at the Ama Oman for Anope in terms of text messages. I'm the far in Facebook walla, Yensa Aka. How do? Morning.
Morning.
Bibi Awako.
Divine selection.
Akam. Indeed. Indeed. Andy, morning.
Morning.
If you had a dream.
Body the chair.
You had a phone then I was super sending scanner. I said,
She needs so on Niska. In another na Jonah, nay, Casacasa. When an on Timmy says she needs phone.
Fini phone so. And no maybe a phone so said you sending more. I 10,000 akomo.
Fini so.
Now so who Sakrabia my babum afi.
Also a Sakra na me name time on the Sakra because I feel start here near 28 February. E kwa no. E be rematch on China first match. Me who
into who Sakrabia my babum.
Except that say I'm saying we harassment and stop it on the show. That's the only.
That's an improvement.
It's an improvement. No, dear, me the mouth.
It's an improvement.
Why?
Yes. It's Sakra.
Hey, Baba.
Charlie, Akaba.
Ufo way there. Name the Omia phone down obey.
Better have one for the phone.
Crying. As a mama and 7 or yeah, Obia send a message. Say, I know per one who on the front page.
Mimi who in the front page and the page.
What?
In the front page. But yeah, so I am a farmer. What am I farmer? They're doing best me.
Well, who now?
Okay, my uncle.
I'm saying, I no warning note.
Yanko. How do apart from your topics, a 15% increment in Ukraine, any other matter you feel say, I was saying you pay attention to me and pay attention to.
I no pay na on. The course of Parliament and same between Speaker Babi and any First Deputy Nabu Joseph, also popularly referred to as Joe Wise. The course of Ewa Muntem no mean sure say good for a parliamentary democracy. Now, Speaker. This is, I think, our unconventional ways of doing things since our buy. And I don't know whether it is for good of Parliament and Ghana in general. And say, when they say, we are reporting from Parliament, first I'll start here. Baby, we are far speakers, Parliament. On by first thing, no assistant gate. Is it Obeka said no or the back door. The dress code assistant or say no a Africanity or assistant to African Ghanaian culture. I know they share that me first a new On say first Ghanaian speaker na otashe into money nema African way, Ghanaian way. Nti no a good thing. But nema cost nonsense between or no any first deputy. I'm not sure say a good for democracy. And things are already criticizing the first deputy speaker and me dream am entiase. Nonsense idea see one say Joe Wise issue statement. I have looked at the statement and I'm tempted to believe what he has said, to cite, to be on his on the argument. Look, in Parliament, who speaker no ultimately accept motion. Obia the ABA ultimately accept it, but Obi on the floor. Once the motion is, somebody can raise an objection. Who raise the objection now? The objection, everything rule on the objection. What you say? Until who accept it, and your acceptance of the motion is not a ruling. Any ruling, who accept it, fine. But you accept it based on debate. Any argument about say motion, no, it should be rejected, and now say it should not be accepted in the first place. That argument can be made. It's always done. Say the speaker on the chair or somebody presiding that particular is bound to make a decision after the debate, and that's not against any law, whether constitution or standing orders. It's very clear. So when Nipan or presiding determines on the matter, no, you don't come to say overrule your decision. Your decision is that you have decided, or no, I decided say obey take all motions, petitions, any whether we bring it, he will not look at it. Or no the motion bar obey. Say nya or no obey accept it. For his decision is that on the argument is say Parliament is for Parliament to decide nya or no. That is the reason why Bank of Ghana anyway, Unibank, any UT Bank, owners, Mr. Moabene, Dr. Dufo, much petition, Honorable Speaker Bamin. An OG petition, when he knew very well that our matter is in court. The matter is in court. You see, OG, and our more fair Bank of Ghana, so more responding to the petition. You know the response the lawyers of Bank of Ghana gave? Almost say, they are not bound to answer to Parliament because case no crowd or court. If there's anything, petitioners are already in court with them, so they should come. Case no. If you had told them, say, case no or court because you are a lawyer, case no or court, deal with it at the court, that this humiliation will not have befallen Parliament. Parliament maji adie no ankosi tuegu. Until maybe you say, if you are taking a petition or motion, you should look at the merits of it. And say, advise the people. If you advise them, I don't know whether in this case will advise you or more. If you advise them, they think that it should still be admitted. It's admitted. Yeah, admit it. Obi member be better to object to it. And when the debate is made, the speaker is bound to whoever is chairing, whether a member of Parliament or first deputy speaker, second deputy speaker, is bound to make a ruling on the debate. I don't know. Yeah. So how can that be against your ruling? Another one was cited here, or no presiding at the time, almost rejected 2022 budget. Say, or by the following year, first deputy speaker be presiding and Omobogu. How can you reject? Constitution stated clearly, Article 1041, any order 1091. Say, before you take such a decision, there should be half of members at least. Half of the members present. 275, you need per half. The half, you need half a human being. So half of MPs should be 138. To take a particular decision, a major decision like budget approval or disapproval. Who presiding over that? 137, NDC for 137, not up to half. Then you say you have rejected the budget. Then Parliament comes and the speaker, first deputy first fix, and says that constitutionally that is null and void. Warula also overturning a decision. In the first place, now will take it and was it fair? Was it right? Was it constitutional? Look, within say me will be a name. yeah, it will have a brain penasem. But you see, if you are sitting on that chair, we should act in a manner Ghanaians who say, yes, you are doing the right thing. You cannot do the right thing, expect that somebody else comes and say, or reverse the wrong thing, and also know why you're wrong. I think it's problematic, and they better check it and iron out their differences, because under normal circumstances, wouldn't say, Joe Wise, first one responded, only say, or rebook, or free a by medical retreat by.
All right.
Or Bukino, only one casa, where the another statement. Also, who will take the opportunity to say, oh, you are making a formal communication. Now they are running, will face the deputy speaker down. Is that how to behave?
Right. Andy.
Sammy.
Yeah.
I bet you it's here for. And do now more here. Hachiamunina. Media UTAC and government and person. Let me say, UTAG demands like the finance minister had made public is legitimate. But yesterday say once they continue to engage in this back and forth, it is the student population now, Omubre. And as I saw also who said Conisa, it will have a toll on them as lecturers. When school resumes now, when you go, the pressure on you. We are told that NEC, National UTAC, will take a decision as to whether to continue with the strike action or to call the strike off. And I think that can only be done when government shows good faith. The trust issue, I think that has been the concern of UTAC. But yesterday, the government should do everything possible to ensure that they meet UTAC demands. It's about commitment. They should do everything so that UTAC will get their trust. That is the only way I think UTAC can call off the strike action. Number two, per the finance minister's own confection, Sikani Ho, what they say. So Sikani Ho, we will urge government to be very, very disciplined in their expenditure. What is one Ghana? Do extravagant expenditure now on more year. We don't expect ministries to be buying V8 Land Cruisers any longer. We say Nkoye, let us all see say Nkoye, and you should demonstrate it in your actions. I think that is the only way Ghanaians can sympathize with you. On the issue of the speaker and his deputy, I think it is not good for our parliament. These are two big shots. The speaker, Albans, Kingsford Sumani Bagby, we all know him when it comes to this parliamentary business and procedure. The first deputy speaker, the same. And to be or like Awudu said, they should iron out their differences. The business of the house will run smoothly. That is my advice to the two of them.
All right. Yentwaso, and I pay Okofu Totra over share 15% increment in first. On the back of that, there's a tariffs across the road. On the back of that, almost fuel prices across the road. Almost spare parts across the road. And then home corner. How do you? Yes. 15% you bet me?
You bet to be. We, say, let's be fair. Commercial drivers and car owners. My idea. my idea, they have been incremental fuel prices are more increasing. In fact, some were even demanding 30%. And agreement, GPRTU, any other unions were accepting 15%. I think the 15% is reasonable for Ghanaians because fuel prices are costly, and they are likely to even go higher. Only saying in the last few days. In fact, when the year started, the barrel of crude was around 60, 64, around maximum 65. Because of the Russia invasion of only say I jumped to over $105 per barrel, which means about over $40 now. That will have fuel no to be Ghana there, but we export more, we import more, until it will have an effect on our economy. Because once the fuel prices well marketed cost with the SCD and also it's going to affect fuel prices. And young mama say fuel prices be cost. Now fuel prices cost, and you cannot say commercial drivers any absorb. You cannot continue to say that because, as I said, my idea, until I think the 15%, we should accept it. It's part of the burden sharing because, say globally, baby Anjou, Ghana, America, UK, Omo energy price last time, Omo energy secretary, Obe Sunako, Obe Exchequer, sorry, Omo Tisa Omo governor, Omo bank governor, Anna a friend saying, Obe Ridi finance minister, I should say, Obe Ridi Omo make us say Omo version of budget. Also, Omo energy prices are cost by over 54%. And the prices have gone up globally. And Ghana, but what we should be doing is, as Andy said, look, and share burden now. There should be prudent expenditure on the part of government, because Ghanaians, kasa fuel prices bar, but we pay. We have been paying over the years, all these years, because so we have been sharing the burden. And the government should also share the part of the burden. Say expenditure should go to places like home here. Enjoy expenditure here. Because when you do that, when you spend money in areas like home here, Ghanaians will say that also scared niho. Why will you be spending money in areas like home here? So there should be prudent expenditure on the part of government, because as I said, Nema Ayedin, Scandinavia, Ghana and Niska, the whole world is Ayedin because of pandemic by COVID. Well, Ukasa amount for Ghanaians for BB also COVID. Somebody should mention one country world that COVID has not affected. Mention one country that COVID has not affected in terms of more economy, human lives, any BBR. Until COVID no I never be idea that is why globally Nema Ayedin and Bodam for you almost Omadi Omoya Beckham.
Maybe, but you want the Tristan Army, Bodam for the annoying.
Some ambo be idea.
Now the Tristan Army.
Okay, mature sign.
Yeah.
Now, sorry, I also well should not know peace away there. Even though we have a because he also has reasons he's doing what he's doing. But I mean, you say, Nte Sami Niamayedi. Obi Abeka say Niamaya Boko, Ajono, Nipano, on Kanokre, Niamayedi Pan, Ewa Ghana. Globally, Niamayedi, by Ghana, never. Until we should talk about Ghana. Until fuel prices in India, Sana Ebano, and
is there not anywhere as Roman give it me a 2 and more ameliorate amount for problems more FEMU as a result of a 15% adjustment here air cossery.
Sammy,
I am asking this on the back of say your Maya, your Metromas.
Yes.
Your Maya, your Ayalulu.
Yes.
You need to say with the regulation system I running it there. A cossery, a cossery.
Yes.
About for ma, the OMCs may decide by what margin or what they from. It's a competitive environment.
Yeah.
And so government really hasn't got any control whatsoever.
Over the pricing.
And so
the taxes.
Around this time,
yeah.
And a year mass transportation system a year effective. Who would be complaining? Around this time, and Bosta Yadimra Atuhonum say in these circumstances when prices are escalating and going beyond imagination, around this time, the cushion system no was one more stored fuel when we release a bus system anymore. At the time when world crude prices were low, one more toy to store. By this time, come really a bus system anymore. Nanka a cushion yankakra. Around this time, there is nothing like that. Around this time, you didn't come off a railway. And the railway systems, I am sure many would be willing to park our cars and take railway and come to work, avoid the traffic, and go back home. And yet, we are talking as if all is well.
Okay, sir. Sami, my main fire baku state public transport. Sami, I shared your concern because I mean, here why Metro Mass, Ayalulu, and those other cannot run efficiently. We have had these look at government's investments on my year in especially Metro Mass. Former President Kufuor introduced here. Look at the investment that has gone into it. Your top buses are more, buses are bad. Go to their yard and see broken down buses. Sammy, it's terrible. I don't understand what kind of management systems we have put in place for these public transport systems. Oh, because you put people in places for them to work. They are not working, nothing is happening to them. It is appear to be some kind of mismanagement. And it's not they appear to be, in fact, there is mismanagement. Because why on earth, because other countries have public transport systems running efficiently, how come the government will put buses there, the buses will break down, we cannot repair them. Sometimes even disposal of the buses is quite questionable. This country, I say nobody is answerable to anybody. Because if you are, and that is why I always say, we should have people who should be checking these things. Especially, I always say, government assurances committee.
They are under a ministry.
Exactly, that minister no.
And there is supposed to be auditing of these agencies.
Yes, and Sammy, I've always said, even when you say even the ministry is also to be oversight responsibility. Is supposed to be by Parliament. That is what they say they are there to do. You have government assurances committee, which is chaired by the opposition side. Over the years, I mean, have you heard of government assurances committee say, wabeji loan at buses? Buses, have you bought the buses? If you have bought the buses, how are you managing the buses to generate canon? Some people, you be buses. Buses within some few weeks and months, and buses not break it down. Loan, we have to taxpayers' money. Na edibet to us our loans, That's kind of the top buses, for it to generate, for the buses to generate income to pay back the loan. This has always been the problem. In the Government Assurances Committee of Parliament, when you approve these laws, do you follow up to say every ministry is under Ministry of Transport? Say, you approve 30 buses. 30 buses, have you been able to use the money, the 30 buses to pay back the loan?
And no, I make a story be online about how in the north bayre eboaye din ewo hono. And the thought that popped up was yenye ni mso ma we say mo first course ra and say normal bon so be course.
Yes.
But yaketi asemo so so say Andy. Because 15%.
Say me and now jump me.
Mama wa kasa kaka.
But me concluding on.
Say me did me who say now what do you?
Yeah, me tell you but just 30 seconds. Yo. Man bought metro man. O say ayalolo so that's another thing. Look, call mo for Kotema Accra. Omo park. Very nice place. But it's no I don't know. Some of the buses are there sometimes we say me name how the whole thing is. I don't know their movement schedules in India. It's a problem.
I remember almost launch here the normal catcher say Okoto card beer. Okoto card why what to say weekly now. I thought so. Now we were supposed to have a BRT or my located.
BRT no there it started have under Kufo. And now a BRT. And now you can see after now.
The problem anyway. Andy, Mamenji will take on 15% increase in fuel. No?
I mean, we're asking once there is an increment in petroleum, the prices of petroleum products, it will affect everything. Because yema minimum moko farm gate no cotton yamano omofoka. And this morning I heard some officials from the cooperative union. Our more insisted for them they will take 30%.
Another group.
And GPR2 I can say 15 for their members. And the argument forcefully made by the cooperative they say when you go to the Abosoka and the spare part shops, there is increment. And what would this dollar and CD issue relationship, the depreciation, right? And so BBR affected the economy until once there is an increment in the petroleum products. So I mean, you made a brilliant point asking why that strategic facility should be doing as we speak. That, and I mean bust. So omu reserves be or in times like this necessary omu release a big gukrum to cushion us. What do you say? Because if in time past, yenya sa na afi na prices of petroleum products cost through worldwide. Listen, this is the time we must let Ghanaians feel say indeed BOS was established for a purpose, and for this purpose, yes, we are releasing ABYZ quantity of oil into the system to, like you said, ameliorate the suffering and of Ghanaians. But what are we witnessing? I think that, Sami, after this, your team should play some call to the SABOS, those in charge of the energy sector, the way forward, because it can't continue like that. So why was BOS established? I think they have their depots. The eastern one, the northern one in Asefo. So they must let us feel the essence for which it was established. Sami, things are really difficult, right? Things are really, really difficult. And like Awudu said, it's global, but we'll talk about Ghana. Talking about Ghana is simple. An economy that is more dependent on import. That is another thing. That is why we are feeling it. We import majority of the things we use here. And so when there is this depreciation in CD, and you know these are our businessmen and women, they will tell you a dollar na cost through, and so we are finished. So we must take these steps to ensure that and Sami, because of this issue, this Russian-Ukraine issue, there has been this study done by IFS, Institute of Fiscal Studies, founded by Dr. Kwabena Dufo. You understand? Dr. Kwabena Dufo. And what was said, we must take advantage, commanding height of the extractive sectors, because that is where, for now, we can rake in some revenue. What else am I making? So, it is not, yes, e-levy, nobody is against it. Nobody is against e-levy. But I think right from day one, the approach was wrong. You don't take a decision to impose a levy and turn around to say, I am now engaging after an Umiti opposition. That is why, for me, this town hall meeting that is ongoing is a waste of the taxpayers' money.
Oh, how?
Oh, yes. It's a waste of the taxpayers' money because Ghanaians have made up their minds. Say, listen, come on,
I am in Kasa no. A comedy one. Kasa comedy. Remember, cup of fancy cricket fancy beer.
Hey, Sammy. Audu should challenge me, sir. When you want to implement public policy, you have to just right from the start, Master, what can, when I can, asa, before you come and engage. You must engage before to get a buy-in of the people. Perhaps or more engage here. But this particular one, the one under reference, one who loves to pay tax.
There are different types of.
Even when Ghanaians are challenging that they are not seeing the dividend of the tax they are paying. They are not seeing the dividend of the tax they are paying. I mean, majority of them.
How can you say that?
Even in your district, you don't have roads. Your district, Lambu say you don't. You've been sitting.
Don't have tar roads.
Yes, so you don't have roads. If you don't have tar roads, you have roads. When people are driving on asphalt to road, you see, do you have road?
Yes,
so that is it.
Have tar roads, yes.
Yes. So, Sammy, government should let Ghanaians see the dividends of the tax they are paying. Or does not make otherwise, imposing tax on Ghanaians, let's pay this, let's pay that, Ghanaians will not pay. And one other thing that, listen, this is a free consultancy. I'm giving government. It's all about revenue. Listen, we must generate the revenue here.
How are we going to do it?
And how to generate it. One was a proposal of the e-levy. Government, I'm managing a year. To the extent that some government, senior government appointees have decided to make mockery of the government's own policy. And it's about the majority leader, that cake. He should have known better.
Oh, don't go there.
No, listen.
Don't go there.
But I'm going there. I am going there.
I'll give you time. If
I am going there,
respond, I'll give you time.
What?
A very controversial. Listen. Trivia what? Trivia what?
Manelande.
You see, it's not about you. You understand it. But it's about the Ghanaians, the majority of Ghanaians, who are not pleased with that. It's not about you, Audu. You understand. Sami, you understand.
He understands what?
That e-levy cake now, majority leader, so will be the debate channel, right? At the time that your policy is meeting stiff resistance, are you to be doing that? Are you not making mockery of government's own policy and insulting the intelligence of Ghanaians?
He made the cake.
Hold on one second. Who made the cake?
So look at what you are telling me. So don't
Hold
go.
on one second. Who made the cake?
He said somebody presented the e-levy cake to him.
Somebody presented the e-levy cake to him. Manelande.
I am surprised that my brother.
Don't be surprised.
Relax.
Is talking about this trivial issue. Look, the thing that people are saying that he is saying that some have said on Facebook and social media said, if you pay the e-levy, the money is going to be used to make cake.
Oh, no,
I have not said
I'll
that.
do.
I have
If
not
that
said
is
that.
not the agreement, why do you bring this?
See.
So what is the essence of the issue? So what is the essence?
I am talking about a government.
What is the
I'm
essence
stepping
of
in.
this?
I'm
That is
stepping
a
in.
mockery. What is the essence?
I'm stepping well.
I'm stepping.
What is the essence?
Hey, is this a conditional stepping?
No, stepping well.
So what is the essence of this?
I am not. Have I said that?
Relax.
I have not eaten cake.
I have not made that.
For more than
I have
30
not
years.
made that
Cake,
pedestrian
cake,
argument.
fine.
I am saying that the
So what is the essence of this
that
argument?
cake from the so-called business was wrong. The timing was wrong. I wouldn't accept it.
So what is it? What is the effect on the payment of e-levy? What is the effect of the cake on the payment of
when you are
e-levy?
struggling,
I am asking you what is the effect?
when you are struggling to get the buy-in of Ghanaians to pay.
That is why I'm saying that we have serious issues to think about, not this trivial matter.
What is serious? You are talking about how to rating revenue. You are talking about how to rating revenue.
Somebody says that if the e-levy cake is passed, he will go. He will do cool, and you will sit there and justify.
Pacho.
This is very trivial. Is that the reason why people don't? Because of that
Pacho.
Hey, we are supporting the triviality on this.
You may describe it as trivia.
What is the effect of that? What is the effect of that cake on the payment of e-levy? Will you tell me the effect of it?
Mamen Kasai. Yes, yen share bedding, me boy. Yes, yen no, or my more thing. Yen share bedding no. In sharing the bedding, Obia decided to say beddy dokunabako, me boy. Now you honor my picture P. I would do identity and me say, I would in a catcher say and share bedding. Na picture P, na I would do salad. Any prawns, any why, any scene anymore. Will be the. Oh, I will do. Bacho. Se oman for me bacho. Se oman for it is not trivial. It is not trivial because you see, se oman for what catch that day around that time.
This kind of belief, this kind of
I would relax.
What sociologists call social currents.
David. I would do.
Because I don't see this.
As we speak now,
what is the effect?
Struggling to get a buy-in.
Me pacho.
Is it because of the cake? Is it because of the e-levy?
And so at the time that
guys,
at the time that you are pushing for the acceptance of the e-levy,
Happy morning show live or ETV. Live or Happy 98.9 FM. And that was
what is the effect of the e-levy?
For me, I'll do.
What is the effect? Tell me the effect of the
for me, as we speak now this morning, we don't know who brought that cake.
What is the effect of it?
Landed. Oh, how do you change me pacho? We don't know who brought that cake. Initially, they said the minority. Now they say it's a businessman.
Who said minority? Who said?
Members of the MPP.
Members of, is it the man who celebrated?
No. Me Oh, how do?
Stop this. You.
How do? Me How do relax? Me pacho. Say it was for me. Timing critical. In terms of the conversation we are having. As to the matter at hand, which is the e-levy. We are being told that it's a businessman who brought it. We don't know who that businessman is. But if you think that it's trivial, it is not trivial to others.
Why is it not trivial?
Because you are telling me to share the burden.
So the burden, the money they are going to use, you see, the burden is a cake. The money you are going to pay out of the e-levy is going to be used to do the cake.
You know.
So what is this burden sharing? Understanding of burden sharing on this cake matter?
I think we'll have time to come and discuss.
Look, if you have used the burden sharing,
I will lose position on this e-levy cake.
Say what's the member me beret? You see. It is about the psyche of the individual. It is about the psyche. It's just like what's his name? What's the member of parliament's name? What's his name? Samuel Kujata Blackwell's case is making about the president's trip. Nobody is saying the president must not be protected. Nobody is saying that the president must not travel.
This case is even more relevant than this case because it's the taxpayers' money. The president uses to travel.
But I have Mepacho. Oh, me Pacho.
You are missing the issue.
See, you people are missing because I don't see the
Anyway.
Relax. When you say burden sharing.
So what is the effect of the president traveling on board that chartered flight on e-levy? What is the effect?
Let me tell you something.
What is the effect?
Let me tell you. The man who is championing the thing, Ablakwa, he said that government is saying we should share burden.
Yes.
And now sharing the burden, we are using so much money, according to him, to charter flight for the president.
True.
That is state money. That one, if you collect the money from e-levy, his argument is that part of it may be used for that purpose.
Is that budgeted money?
Which one?
The president's travels. Is it budgeted money?
It is.
Yes, it is. So what is the issue?
So let's come to e-levy. Let's come to e-levy. Let's come to e-levy. Let's come to the cake. Let's come to the cake.
Yes, you see, the problem.
Let's come to the problem.
The problem. Struggling to generate revenue.
Let's come to the cake.
Same thing.
You see, you people are running away from the cake. Let me explain. Let me
listen.
Let's come to the cake.
Bacho. You see, the point I'm trying to make with the example I'm giving you is, it is not about a budgeted amount of money which has been provided for the president to spend. It is about the mindset of the person who is viewing that, Musi Mboy AM Beret, but me who say wakofa plane na, me who say neighboring country will be akofa commercial flight already etu kwan. Now the point about the cake I'm saying is this.
Money.
Yes, the point. The point I'm making about the cake. The point I'm making about the cake.
So the cake, the revenue.
No. Listen.
You are not listening.
Until now.
Let me listen to you.
Until now. The first allegation or explanation which came was that cake in the Kwampono.
That is not the matter.
Who's the effect?
Who brought it?
Any effect now? Any effect now?
The cake on the e-levy.
I'm saying
that of the cake on e-levy.
So anybody who sees that image, anybody who views that picture, what impression does it create?
That the impression is that
the effect of the
what impression does it make?
E-levy is that listen.
That at the time I almost see Ntiano or e-levy cake, what does it create in your mind?
Sharing. Does it suppose to you? Is it supposed to?
Were you happy with that e-cake?
Me, I saw it to be something for something that maybe the person just used to the explanation. Let me tell you the explanation that
so you were comfortable with that?
I have no problem with that at all because the explanation he gave was that I listened to it. No, you people, let me speak on this matter so that I will not be misunderstood. I am saying that you just gave an example of the jet, and I'm telling you that the jet. The reason why Honorable Ablakwa is complaining is that we are using taxpayers' money to rent, and according to is too high. I am asking you, say the e-levy. We want to pass e-levy to generate income, and you are saying that on the majority leader, he is leading government business, and somebody presented him with e-levy cake, and you are saying that is problematic. And I'm asking you, is it supposed to you? Is it to your mind that if we approve the e-levy, the majority leader and government will use the money to buy to do cake?
But have we said that?
No.
So what is your argument on the e-levy cake? What is your argument? What is your argument?
Talking about how
because there are two different things. So the e-levy cake and the payment of. Because you are not telling me what I should hear.
Without apology and humility, you are not listening to me. We are talking about ways how to rake in revenue, how to generate revenue.
Because this is your thing. Because it's
internally.
Can we move on? Because the point I don't even see your argument. Because you have not made me to understand.
The point of the
probably my understanding is very low.
The point your understanding below is on this show.
Probably my understanding is low because you people are not making any meaning to me on this matter. We have all talked about value sharing and we said things are hard. But situated in the better context. This e-levy triviality, you see that we waste our time to do waste.
Relax.
We have all said we are all suffering.
Relax.
And burden sharing is very important.
Relax.
But if I'm celebrating my birthday in my room, I go to buy my something and I'm eating. You say because I said we should share burden, I should not use my pocket money to celebrate my birthday. What kind of thing is it? What kind of argument is this? Even the person talking of presidency doesn't use Islam concepts to travel.
Let him land. No, let him land.
With the majority leader,
I am very serious. I am prepared to challenge anybody on this matter. I don't.
Allow him to
Audu sees nothing wrong.
I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't.
For the majority leader, accepting that e-levy came from a businessman like he told, as he has said. He told us.
They said minority center. Who said minority center? Why do you think social media?
At the time that government is struggling to get a buy-in of Ghanaians to accept e-levy.
What is the effect?
And then you accept the cake.
So you explain me the difference.
Are you not making? So let me tell you. To me, and I'm entitled.
I don't understand the next also.
Listen.
Between the cake and
the point is.
So listen to me.
I'm listening. Listen.
You are making mockery of government's own policy and insulting the intelligence of Ghanaians. That is me. That is me.
See,
so that is me.
Mame.
That is my point.
Audu.
That is me. That's my point.
And you are linking it to body sharing. How do you link this to body sharing?
we are moving on. In terms of the revenue generation, you say I'm giving free consultancy. Wait. I was on the floor. Niamey can say, government should liaise, the appropriate authorities, the revenue agencies, to liaise with the cyber crime office of the Ghana Police Service. Ejuma kakra bi akoso. And I think that in the I would say for 1 year maybe Facebook Live, YouTube and Sembi. They get money there. And what
not making better suggestion? Not
when he sees the devil, he quotes the Bible.
It's not any devil because you are not making any to me.
So also for Facebook Live, now views now munyano. Chale sikabi woho government must tap into that. And so in the morning we are Dr. Youngson, that fine gentleman at the cybercrime office. Oma ejuma data oho, they should contact them. People are in Crawford Jessica go omubotum with this YouTube stuff. What does one make no? Basikane ba nye kan ye bo aban koko. Enye nanado aban kwa. Aban bi abeba bia no.
Ba anana aban na e wo so sese. Go direct. Go direct.
Me say ye bo aban no koko. Ba nye nanado.
No, currently on nkwa na e wo.
Ba masa sa aban bi ba na sika. O mo bo aba na to. Sika mo bo aba no. Say nana akufado. Ebuabu sika no to. Na obi ba na o se media me be twa spelela. O ka say ye
be kan ni sese.
Tindini America no say sika na ombenya no. They should let Ghanaians see the dividends of it. What do you say? That is the only way Ghanaians will be prepared to come along with you.
Oh, I agree with you.
Well, that's why I make not in terms of the revenue generation, because globally, Ukraine, Russia, and Sensemi, who will be prepared to give you money? The grants, the aids, will they come? So, road minister, no friends. Highways. Amakwata. Tobutu no. Yam find your washroom.
I know it doesn't make sense.
No, they should go back and get a little from there.
Washroom there.
Because baby, I konya grant in Nasifonia. They've told their roads. So what is that populist decision? Now you want to pay in Crawford off. The PWDs who employ more jumano. You are prepared to pay them. So how are you going to pay them? When we are told. In fact, according to the finance minister, and let me quote him, the reality is that there is no money.
All right.
But the fact is that our concerns as Ghanaians legitimate. But the reality is that there is no money. So if there is no money, listen, let's make good use of
toll booth.
The toll booth too. Okay. I know Awudu has never liked that because of the Kaswa stuff.
No.
But we can re-engineer all
I told you I'm making a U-turn, but let me explain.
All right. Mami ko break wimbra.
Okay.
Me ba na yentwa so. Ye da ne ho aba ye ba e beto an competition. you welcome back. Mama, time no, Mama had time no, but I'll be benevolent to try and give us some 5 minutes.
I'm not a proponent of Mempe Tobutu.
Yeah.
But to say there may sakra. But my argument has always been about the reason why it's not just traffic into Mempe Tobutu. Maybe feel say over the years contracts now are by assigned with private aid. I say they are operated by private companies. The toll booths. Ubekwa contract, the majority of the money, because of machines, no more the software, no more there to majority of the money goes to the private company. Now, Abanya Kituebi. That's why I will say the whole year, Abanya 78 million, a million Ghana cedis. It is not too small. They say they are just asking into a cafe. But my argument has always been that, first of all, so also obey to Buta, the contract, should be in a manner, say, also be a private company, it should be a manner that will favor government. Second, I've advocated, say, private cars should pay more toll booth than public commercial vehicles. For instance, if I go to Kaswa, I pay 1 cedi. When I'm coming back, I pay 1 cedi. That's 2 cedis. I'll go there just twice a week. My argument is that if you are collecting it, then I should be able to pay more than commercial vehicle. Because commercial vehicle, Kaswa, Tobu, I'm just taking Kaswa as an example. Okodruha, I don't know, Ebia or 2 cedis. Say 1 cedi poor, or Koba or 1 cedi. One will become many times. So the more you increase it for, the more it's a burden on commercial cars. But private cars, no, yeah, increase the toll for private cars more. I'm serious about this. I am serious. That's how you always remember. Because commercial vehicle, one he has to commercial driver no make sales. Who do you make sales?
Obi ye na juma commercial or asema can call him. Obi o ye na juma commercial.
Why do you think they are asking for incremental prices?
Me commercial.
And park car na e say park car na full commercial car. I'm very serious about it. Let me make the argument because I'm making it forcefully.
Obi commercial. He's making profit. He's earning income. Me, I'm not earning income.
Near my cost will say profit are in commercial drivers will make.
But that one is it my business?
It is not your business. That's why you should let them make profit.
From what?
Because they are part of who tax you more.
So why should I be taxed more?
You be taxed more because you are using a luxurious car. Because probably
wow, look at the argument now you're making. So if I'm driving a Nissan March, it's a private car. That's because I'm driving a Nissan March.
No, Nissan March. So Nissan March one a because
but you are saying that
there are cars that are paid 2 cedis, maybe 3 or 1 cedi. There are commercial, there are private cars that are paid 2 cedis. It depends on the car and all we use. You share car, you ma price list, toll booth list.
And na Land Cruiser for na match so for then
it should be different.
What's the effect?
It should be different.
Let me ask a question. What's the effect?
Land Cruiser is more expensive because it's supposed that who are we using Land Cruiser? No, you are well to do than Obi are using match. So
but if
in taxation, that's how it should be. The more you earn, the more you pay.
No, but what are you taxing me for?
I'm taxing you for using the road.
For my earning, which you're already taxing.
You see, this is the argument people are making.
You're already taxing my earning. I have paid that tax because you said that I earn much. You are taking much from me.
Yes.
Now I'm going to cross over to you. Want to tax me because of my earnings?
There's this argument.
By the way, what you may not know is that the reason we were given for the closure of the toll booths was that of emissions. One of them was emissions. Emissions, maybe Land Cruiser na me team na modern car no. The emissions level air control than Abia Wadi na. Saloon out and why would you want to tax somebody else?
So, yes. Say the argument.
Your argument doesn't hold.
Because we use private cars, it doesn't hold.
No, but how
can that's my belief. You're taxing more private cars than commercial cars. Toll booth.
Many logical. Between me, I'm using my private car, my Land Cruiser, my V8.
Yes.
I'm a travel twice in a day.
Yes.
Any trotro driver all 10 times. One essay coin.
It's not just about.
It's about all those.
That's not the only reason.
Why not emitting more?
Let me explain. It's not just about emission. There are so many things.
Yes, and I'm giving you some of the factors.
What the also commercial transport are saying. nipa na commercial driver no be fan no Africa so aba krom one be government work no to increase production no. If you make the public transport I say, if you make the commercial transport and also say if they are not able to be on the road, who will transport them to work?
But who has said that the commercial drivers are not on the road? They are on the road.
That you should make it in a manner that they will not be able to be on the road. That's the argument I'm making. Make it less this thing for them. Say they will be able to be in business to be on the road. That's the argument I'm making.
Now I'm lost.
How are you lost? Me say.
Who say taxi private drivers more?
Toll no.
Or yes. Higher than commercial drivers.
Exactly.
And I'm saying let's do the logic.
Yes.
Between me caught twice on that road. Me ba no pa. Ma ba enyumre.
So if the tax, the burden will not be too much on you because you are using only twice. You are going only twice. As I tell myself.
Burden on the road sense. One the more burden the two kwanes. The commercial driver.
Yes,
one,
I agree.
Two. Emission. One the more burden two system. The commercial driver. The commercial driver emits more.
That's not all commercial cars.
Meba.
So don't assume. Your private cars are two see crowd down commercial cars.
Three. I say me make ko adwuma make ko park me car na esi ho. Na ko me office akwa adwuma. Any truck driver ono onam kwan so a wo gisika. Who say they should tax me more than
Let
that?
Let me explain. Why do you say why are you supporting it? Why do you think that there is increment in fuel prices? Because mommy explaining now. The commercial because your public
Ukraine no.
Because of public transport no. Yeah, Ghana who here. Because of public transport no I say no. Public transport system I say no. Many Ghanaians rely on commercial transport. So that if you tax them more in toll booth any fuel any them, they will pass the cost to the commuters. And when you do that, you are burdening commuters, not just the commercial drivers. Because when you increase the toll booth, you increase fuel prices, you increase taxes levies for them. They will pass on to the commuter. And the commuter also who public transport I say one commercial car no obey. So in the first place, you are burdening the lives of commuters, more majority of Ghanaians. And secondly, if you do that, you may take the commercial cars out of the road because they will not be able to maintain their vehicles because they are not making enough. And that will be more catastrophic because Jumana also want to increase production. And you'll be on a worker or if you won't do Juman, you will not go to work.
Government has not been in charge. Government has not been the majority carrier in terms of public transport. Government has never
totally agree because our public transport system,
it's always been in the private hands.
Yes. So what do you do to let them do the work they are doing?
Number two, earlier, I allowed it to go because I wanted you guys to flow.
Oh, Mami Kasa
now
said I have a commercial car.
Commercial car.
I don't even have
now we a question about why Metromass and Co are not flourishing.
Yes.
You see, is Metromass in a competitive industry with that of the Trotro? No. Metromass does not charge as the Trotros charge, do they? They don't.
Yes.
Ayalolo is not charging that same amount of money. Are they?
But you see.
But you see.
I will tell you what government can do to sustain.
Yes, and that's where I'm coming. If, for instance, Metromass was allowed to charge like the same Trotro people, the same fares, but Metromass had a speed lane, like the PRT was going to do.
BRT, yeah.
Like the BRT was going to do. It would have been much more comfortable to board a Metromass because you know you get to your destination safely.
In fact, you can even park your car. And now train system.
Exactly.
Railway.
Exactly. Train. But you see, how can that's why Nana Kumia and I like the fact that Nana Kumia has been very vocal. Even this 15% increment here, Nana Kumia says it's insufficient.
Exactly. That is my argument. So
we are
actually toll booths.
Yes, we are actually running a subsidized system and expecting it to be efficient. How does it become efficient when the government, which is running that subsidized system, its monetary contributions to that entity is not coming?
Let me tell you something. If we run
how do they function?
If we are running it efficiently, Nana Kumia. Do you know, say, as we said here, STC, because of no leadership, is run efficiently than all the public transport systems. Do you know that? Because they every year they pay money to government loans na top buses. They are paying their loans.
Because
can you say same
they are
for?
charging competitive fares.
They are charging what?
Competitive fares.
Competitive.
At the moment, look, the last time I took STC.
Yes.
Now me kukuma say I didn't want to drive in and out. So you know, my for STC na me come at least my book 200 but me join ho. A V8 na me use am back am.
You say Lexus.
Lexus.
Tie. Me fi no. Tie 200 because I 60 Ghana. I don't know about and it was 60 Ghana cedis.
No, you a long time.
Oh no, it's recent. This is as recent as a month. Yes. 60 cities. Yes, 60 cities. The competitor VIP was charging, I think, 65, but theirs is much more comfortable than the STC. So to question with a V8 to no.
Now,
what can some kind of form? Oh, Nick, you talk to Obokra.
Monjasa, I want for
Kaswatu, the number of times I'm a foot trotro, more pictures seen now.
You know why? That is why, maybe once a while, no. Or even though we work hard.
Escafone, Uma, Monsieur, my parking card, and has a meeting from
now.
That's a rich man.
That's a rich man for you. Look, when you enter Trottoir, there is one speaking for commercial drivers. You know, sometimes, master, I have making of sales. Making of sales for their. No. I'm not a car owner. I'm a nika. Making of sales drivers. You know. Sometimes they struggle to make sales and also take care of their family. I don't disagree with
Let me give my personal experience. Sure. So I catch a driver so only 150 Ghana cedi sales in Mawa. Operate with the assumption you said the driver is making the same 150 Ghana cedi sales on a day.
No, that's not the assumption.
I am talking to you from my personal experience.
Or no, I work cars. We only say what on cars and so. Sammy, I want to have now.
More meaningful lives in Amman for so.
No,
that's almost more Ukrainian.
Time.
See, I got 2 minutes for me be a phone. I say, okay, Andy, wrap up. So, what the work I said,
Ukraine, Yebeka Huasama, and Komaya Babedi, because Putin said, no, in the name and under the guise of demilitarization and denazifying, he wants to go on the onslaught. But good, NATO so are responding appropriately.
Oh, am I slow?
No, you see, here we want peace. It's the global peace that we are all, we all long for. Say, for everything to thrive, policies are here. When there is no peace, we cannot. Niamey say you don't expect.
Yeah, down for Frimpong.
You don't expect
public press.
You don't expect young Kuni.
Yeah. Republic press.
Sammy. Somebody
on the cake.
But
so
Niamey can say. On government efforts to rake in revenue domestically and forcefully pushing the acceptance of the e-levy, given a series of town hall meetings, right? Me, I am stating this unequivocally, that the decision by the majority leader to accept that e-levy came from whoever was insensitive and a mockery. One,
will you please tell us the effect of that on the payment of e-levy?
And then number two,
what is the nexus? Link it. What is the effect of the e-levy and the payment of tax?
And I have said that at the time that government, your government, at the time that government struggling to get the buying of Ghanaians to accept, and then even the minority.
Then you must as well support Vermawo.
What Vermawo? No, please. That one. Apologize to me. I'm a nice gentleman. I don't want.
Okay.
You know, I'm a peace-loving Ghanaian. Why can you? Why you say that?
I'll retract and apologize.
I don't have passport. I don't have. Why? Okay. Where should I go?
But he linked it to the e-levy.
No. I'm not linking it to. I am saying that
it to the e-levy
at the time that government is struggling to get the support of Ghanaians, and then you go and take e-levy as a cake as a majority leader, a heavyweight like that, was insensitive.
My goodness.
Period.
What is the connection? What is the nexus?
It's a nexus, no, until linkage.
You are
not making me understand. You are struggling. So it means that, Massa, have you heard the Deputy Minister for Finance, Dr. John Kuma? I'll say, when the Speaker said last week, said, controller. No. But eventually, Deputy Minister for Finance, on your can say yes, and costs are in the short term, but in the long term, say Omanye Bibi.
On this week, I said 3 months time.
No, but I'll say not. And I make say the Deputy Minister for Finance, John Kuma, say in the short term, there no, but in the long term, Omanye Bibi, Anfahua, Niama be hard. So you don't get the e-levy. If you don't get the e-levy, like the finance minister is saying, the reality is that there is no money. But
speaker.
It's a Ghanaian. 885140 and 0549508687. Any of these numbers, they are no fra. Meeting no din come on. 0244885140 and 0549508687. Obet me after any of these numbers. Now, no menu edin come on. Now, so I share with thoughts Eddie and Mami Anape. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, I'm Pacho. Didn't be after free.
Your friend is JP. I'm 50%.
All right, Pacho. Yanko, Pacho, tiawa.
I will you live taking on. Say majority leader eji to mo say eye NDC for an NDC ni bi and eye manual and na papa no me ya panatel say oye keji akola
Dabi train Pacho twisama me nyanko twisama me
me da say matwa san yanko de kuniti ameka san no matwa san me da say
all right yanko na yentwa so 0244885140 0549508687. Obet me aframe na oni medin komo. Bacho oframe a ma okasa na emu enye hwam. Hello, good morning.
Oh.
Morning.
Tommy.
Yes sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, where you man awule? Me from United States of Kitsaman.
Yanko ima.
Me da say. Tommy, oni say o panelist na o muto nche no. Ti a so muti nyina the same o. Santo. Open a worry out so. It's a argument, you know. Almost like fight. But I mean, we share 11 months almost here. I did maybe seen so government hospital for Omega to promo until you be forced to pay through Momo. Until media me see me no number to me
oh, but no, as a person of frame and me come up. It's Sakura for until me hear my minimum delete carefully. Hello, good morning.
Tuga sa o niska na unko barber shop.
But you say
o niska na unko barber shop.
O me hwa wo ni energy sika.
Wo your friend say Sami. Wo see nkrofo me ni Sakura. Wo niska nti unko barber shop.
Uni ani Jessica o me hwa
every time I ni mu say ya na t-shape tie untwa o shape da da bia say na o shape tie untimi ko barber shop mo for say yentua ilevi
ene mo ba
yentua ilevi de yentua ilevi echina Sami about talk argument na mo ye no eya mo say mo angasa mo ka kire say foreign countries no obi a sabi wa wo nkola do no ye tax the less obi a wo scan buy ba ko mienu omo na tax omo the commercial car they be on enam kwa so e dey obeko be over 20 times e wo kwa no so na o tua 1 cedi na private car onu okọ ababa ko pe no ya no so yanji no 1 cedi asami ya hwe na kan sam we yi ko akoye board mass yi na extra be diketie o se omo a omukure ska no omo no tia tax ni bebiri na fa mbo anyafo abroche ne bia sa na ye no ye kwa de na the city obi antua yi le bi ansa bye bye masa
me de So
what he's saying is that you should get to
private more.
No, he's saying that we should tax the private more.
That's what he's
But
saying.
I don't see the logic
what
in
is
it.
how they see?
Yes, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Brasame.
Yes, please.
Me pacho Hajia Halima Kumapani Madina.
Hajia Enko.
Me da se. Me show me pacho chia me boss and the can me why. And I say me say mumu na on send me the mama ntem. Minua nia o panelist nia Mr. Adams etina ho work no. Eni nia Mr. and the can come e kano. I don't see any say Mr. Adams argue with the e-levy cake no. Eti say nia sebi oye be masa no na wa kope oba apache. Oba apache no odo no opese o ware no wo qualities wo no ho opese o de ware no. O de ko efie ko president ni family no. Almost no mpeni mane ware apache no because of the 990. Now who sign the pay ya no abegina bedwam. Now who you comment. Now why your ho apache now who say apache for asa na man for Syria. Are you not automatically telling your people that o family for no say apache for mo ho yesere. Ya de omo ko bedwam akura man for Syria omo. That is what and the Kankam is talking about the e-levy cake. So who akotwa e-levy cake? Tell man for say me betwa e-levy cake area. What do you think of Ghanaians? Omo ba betwa e-levy. Omo nka say omo betwa e-levy na mama ko twamani.
Aji amedo asana pay so now ba ahomani so anapay 0244885140 final caller na afi ya sorry so anapay to ufemi ambacho no abodi ni baby afrefe. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Chief.
Mike Club.
Mike Yanko.
When you say, yeah, sometimes MPP for now, work as someone or shame for problem for back.
But you say as editors, not MPP NDC, Mr.
Your engineer, all cancer say, you live now. Your friends, a majority leader, they call you a take, you know, and church, you know. When you say, Abia me papa, na Abia, what call you me papa funny. Maybe me papa be born the dear who they are tally. Now, who was your baby? Yes, and all the be here, then I'll patch me. Massa, you near blow of Kuma, one year careful. You near blow of Kuma, Massa. Me grandmother, a Kurana, my boy, you man, I'm a Senistamawa. Who are buying say you levy? You levy in that main country. What's up for your cake? So the baby, what a chum one passing our problem never goes to Kuma.
Medawa sana pay so frame Mike medawa so frame na oba homani so na pay yebre no ayebe ana pay ye de ebesi ahanum say Andy medawa sana pay Audu medawa sana pay ewi say Bobaka me sana pay
we're talking about
nobody wants to pay taxes so nobody
assembly so cost
me say yeah the ballot box
I would me about assembly cost go for mu frenya no em so mu nim bibi say e koyem V8 ne Lexus awon sami why you am being kind
Hana ka V8 wasem hana ka how do na ka wasem
me say omo amotua use
na say ya ka say nya no wo de ma to the category of the V8 I go to boot no
nti tua mo
nti me awse me jitu say wa ma me V8
mama o V8 but we use V8
wo see me fa V8 en ko fa to boot no bi so fa commercial vehicle
V8 in fact we can Lexus
ademo so me go mo be say mo de focus say mo no pay
na Lexus say
Japon Japon show hello
no me say taxes one
and then who you show na director o jire chire no director ne support o guest a oni omo e wo studio I mean can you imagine that's the director is supporting you guys.
The director himself who use V8.
No, that didn't go for.
Director himself who use V8.
On best company no. You can see here na Asia. How do you madam say? How do madam say? But my say boy Sakura for.
I say oh share you watch us carefully. He wants to say something but when you bold it.
Yo, na for imiti ochi ameba no mbe hu different haircut. Mi twa ponabo muta so.
Ya sama kana. Onye bold.
You be share me for channel pa. God bless.